Welcome to Classics on Twitch. Today, the players present a performance of Aphra Behn's The False Count. First performed in 1681, this comedy deals with themes of familial duty, marital fidelity, love, and jealousy. The play uses trickery and false identities to punish the villains of the play. The stage is set. The players are ready. Let us join them in Cadiz, Spain for The False Count.
Oh.
I now officially am 100% a pro streamer. That whole thing was muted. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? It is morning, isn't it? I need more caffeine, apparently. Hi! Welcome to Classics on Twitch, and welcome to another presentation of our wonderful performances as we do these things for your enjoyment. And the wonderful presentation of Aphra Behn's The False Count. We'll start. Let everyone go around, introduce themselves, and then we'll dive into the fun stuff. But first up, hey Shauna, good morning. Hi.
Hey, morning. I'm happy to be here, do some reading of classics with everybody. I always enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, can't wait.
So, next up, Eugenio, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. You might know me as DM Jazzy Hens. I haven't been around since we did... Oh my god, what did we do?
12th
Not
night.
The Tempest. 12th Night, thank you. This morning. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Do a little something different.
Yep, this is a little different, but kind of still like the same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it. It'll be fun.
I can't wait.
And then Jim. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Jim, probably. I'm still waking up, so I'm not completely sure of my my current identity, but that'll be switching back and forth freely as we proceed. So I'm sure we'll figure out where it lands sooner or later.
You know, why would we want to rush these things, right?
Why?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Mem. Good morning, Mem. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mem. I love being here. This is so much fun, so I'm always really excited when I get the chance.
Welcome to this wonderful, wonderful farce by a wonderful, wonderful female author. Aphra Behn is a wonderful person who I have decided now is one of my favorite playwrights of all time, and just need more of. But before we dive into the fun things, there'll be a couple things to get out of the way. First of all, we want to make sure that everyone is on the same page as actors, but we also want to make sure that sometimes we recognize that things are hard to follow, and that we want you to help let you guys at home follow along. So this is the wonders of the internet, means that we can share the script with you and then have everyone be on the same page. and enjoy the chaos that comes. The next thing is, while Aphra Behn is a wonderful, positive, progressive individual, she was very much a product of her time, which was the 1600s. So sometimes there are some less than great word choices, terminology, and therefore we like to make sure that we, well, thank Bill, because Bill Shakespeare is, of course, the one that wrote all plays, right?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Every
Yes, in the
single one.
future, it will be determined that William Shakespeare actually authored everything that was written up to a certain point in the 21st century. Probably. He wrote under different names sometimes.
Yep, he did, including, well, you know, a bunch of people. But if you don't know...
Alan Moore, possibly. We're not sure.
Yeah, that I could believe, actually.
There's actually evidence, strangely enough, but I'm not going to get into that right now.
Interesting. I could believe that. But so we thank Bill for his sometimes less than interesting choices. And when in doubt, assume you don't know why and something's gone wrong. Assume that it is Iago's fault. It's inherently Iago's fault somewhere. But we're gonna skip the prologue today and just jump right in to the false count, or the subtitle of this play, A New Way to Play an Old Game. Act 1.
Scene 1.
Scene 1.
Oh, yeah.
Enter Carlos, Antonio, Gooseman.
By all that's good, I'm mad. Stark, raving mad. To have a woman young, rich, beautiful, just on the point of yielding to my love, snatched from my arms by such a beast as this. An old, ridiculous buffoon, past pleasure, past love, or anything that tends that way. Ill-favored, ill-bred, and ill-qualified, with more diseases than a horse past service, and only blessed with fortune, and my Julia. For him I say, this miser, to obtain her, after my tedious nights and days of love, my midnight watchings, quarrels, wounds, and dangers, my person not unhandsomed too. By heaven, 'twas wondrous strange. Who's Antonio?
It's a great question.
I think it's Jim.
I can't do both.
Okay, I'll do Antonio.
Great.
Let's see, Antonio, emergent, young, and rich friend of Carlos. Okay, gotcha. All right. And old Francisco, without the experience of an hour's courtship, a billet doux or scarce a sight of her could gain her in a day. And yet 'tis wonder your fortune and your quality should be refused by Don Balthazar, her father.
Ah, pox upon it. I went the wrong way to work and courted the daughter, but indeed my father, the late governor of Cadiz, whose estate and honor I now enjoy, was then living, and fearing he would not consent my passion, I endeavored to keep it secret, though sacred vows had passed between us two.
And did she not tell you of this marriage with old Francisco?
The night before she did, but only by a letter from her window dropped, which, when by the help of a dark lantern I had read, I was struck dead with grief.
Gives him the letter.
Expect
Antonio reads.
tomorrow night to hear I'm dead, since the next sun will guide me to a fatal marriage with old Francisco, your Julia.
Judge, dear Antonio, my surprise and grief while I stood unmoved, thoughtless, and silent, but soon rage waked me to a new life again. But what I said and did I leave to raging lovers, like disappointed me to guess and judge. She heard, and only answered me in tears, nor could I beg one tender word from her, and sight she shut the window to and vanished.
And she accordingly next day was married.
She was. and I have since endeavored all the arts and ways I can to cuckold him. 'Tis now 2 months since the wedding, and I hear he keeps her as close as a relic, jealous as age and impotence can make him. She hitherto has been absent at civil, but expectation of her daughter-in-law's wedding with you has brought him hither, and I ask your pardon, Antonio, for rallying your father-in-law that shall be old Francisco.
I hope you are mistaken, sir.
How? Are you not to marry his daughter Isabella?
Not if I can help it, sir. The honor you have done me and your friendship to me, a person so much above me in title and birth, makes me think it my duty to conceal no part of my heart to you. Know then, this Isabella, daughter to old Francisco, and your cuckold that shall be, I hope is, though fair, most ridiculously proud, vain, and fantastical, as all of her birth and education grown rich are.
Prithee, what was her birth?
Why, her father, old Francisco, was in his youth an English cordwinder, that is to say, a shoemaker, which he improved in time to a merchant, and the devil and his knavery helping him to a considerable estate, he set up for gentlemen, and being naturally a stingy, hidebound rascal, and in the humor of jealousy, even outdoing the most rigid of us Spaniards, he came over into Spain to settle with his whole family, where his wife dying, to heighten the vice, marries this young Julia, your mistress, sir. And now this daughter of his, having wholly forgot her original dunghills, sets up for a viscountess at least, though her father has designed me the blessing. But I have fixed my heart and eyes elsewhere. Clara, the young sister of your mistress, sir, commands my liberty.
Clara? I've seen her. She has youth and beauty capable to make a conquest anywhere, but does she know your love?
She does, and makes me think my love returned.
Then no, Antonio, I must be your rival.
How, sir?
You said but now you were my friend, Antonio. If true, you must assist in my design.
I listen, sir, impatiently.
Then thus, before I knew she was your mistress, I had resolved upon address to her in order to have treated with her father about a marriage.
How? And would the false forsworn receive your vows?
No, but with tears implores her father daily, whene'er he speaks to her about my passion. Nor can I undeceive her, for indeed I have but feigned a love, she living in the same house with Julia whilst here at Cadiz, to get an opportunity with that dear, charming creature. For coming as a brother, sure they'll admit me kindly, nor will Francisco, who has heard of what has passed twixt me and Julia, suspect me any more.
I knew I had a rival, sir, which Clara loved not, but ne'er could get it from her who he was, for fear of mischief. I have often the liberty to see her under the name and pretense of Isabella's lover.
And I visit her only to get a sight of Julia, which hitherto had been impossible, though I have often endeavored it. I beg you'll not be jealous, for this, by heaven, is only my design.
I'll trust my life, my honor, and my mistress in so good hands at any time.
You oblige me. But though I find your Clara, cold and cruel Isabel would invite me to her love, and make so many kind advances to me.
So would she, for your title were you deformed, and had no shape of man about you. But me, because a little citizen and merchant, she so reviles, calling me base mechanic, saucy fellow, and wonders where I got the impudence to speak of love to her. In fine, I am resolved to be revenged on her, on all her pride and scorn. By heaven, I will invent some dire revenge. I am bent upon it, and will about it instantly.
And would you do it home and handsomely, and have a good occasion of being disengaged from her, and make herself the instrument?
Aye, such a plot were worth the prosecution.
And such a one I have in my head, Guzman. My servant knows a fellow here in Cadiz, for whom his pleasant humor I've oft observed as I have passed the streets, but too mean to be conversed with you, with, by almost any humane thing, a trade, a chimney sweeper.
Oh, on, sir, I beseech you.
This fellow's of a quick wit and good apprehension, though possibly he cannot act the Don so well. Yet that which makes up the best part of our young gallants, nowadays he shall not want. That is, good clothes, money, and an equipage, and a little instruction will serve turn.
I'm ravished with the fancy. Let me see. He shall be an English lord or a French count.
Either. We'll furnish him with bills on Signor Don Francisco, men and baggage, and the business is done. He shall make love to her.
Most excellent.
Guzman, have you not observed this fellow I'm speaking of?
Oh,
Oh,
Guzman.
Guzman is here too, apparently. We've been talking about him, and he's right next to us.
Right
That's
in front of his face.
That's good.
Observed him.
Muted,
Sir?
my love. You're muted.
Yeah, am I? Oh, no. I'm muted in multiple locations.
Oh,
Good
good.
morning. Observed him, sir. I know him particularly. I'll fetch him. To you now, sir. He a whiles stands for new employment with the rest of his gang under Santiago's church wall.
Bring him anon to my lodgings, where we'll prepare him for the adventure.
And if the proud Isabella bite not at so gay a bait, I'll be bound to marry her.
And if she do not, possibly that may be your fate. But in return, you must let Clara know the design I have, and, undeceiving her opinion of my love, make her of our party.
Trust my friendship, sir, and management. I'll to her instantly. That is, make a visit to Isabella and get an opportunity to speak with Clara.
And I must write a letter to Julia to undeceive her fears too, could I but get it to her.
For that, let me alone. And they bow, separately, parting. Act 1, Scene 2, a chamber. Enter Julia and Jacinta.
Oh.
Whichever one of you wants. Just
I'll be just... Lord Madame, you are as melancholy as a sick parrot.
And can you blame me, Jacinta? Have I not many reasons to be sad? First, have I not lost the only man on earth in Don Carlos that I could love? And worse than that, I am married to a thing fit only for his tomb, a brute who, wanting sense to value me, treats me like a prisoner than a wife. And this pretense is because I should not see nor hear from Don Carlos.
Would I were in your room, madam, I'd cut him out work enough, I'd warrant him. And if durst impose me, I'd faith I'd transform both his shape and manner. In short, I'd try what womanhood could do. And indeed the range would be so pleasant. I would not be without jealous husband for all the world. Really, madam, Don Carlos is so sweet a gentleman.
Ah, but the sin, Jacinta.
Ah, my conscious heaven would forgive it. For the match is yours with old Francisco was never made there.
Then, if I would, alas, that opportunities have I, for I confess since his first vows made him mine.
Right. That line with old Francisco was flat adultery.
I might, with some excuse, give myself to Carlos, but he is false. He takes unjustly all the vows he paid me, and gives them to my sister Clara now.
Indeed, that's something uncivil, madam, if that be true.
True. My father has with joy consented, and he has leave to visit her, and can I live to see it? No, mischief will ensue. My love's too high, too nicely true to brook a friend's like this.
Yet you sirs broke with him.
Not I. Be witness heaven with that reluctancy, I for the breaking heart. And can I see that charming body in my sister's arms? That mouth that has so oft sworn love to me, kissed by another's lips? No, Jacinta. That night that gives him to another woman shall see him dead between the charm's arms. My life I hate, and when I live no more for Carlos, I'll cease to be at all. It is resolved.
Faith, madam, I hope to live to see more comical end of your amours. Let's see where your amiable spouse will come with Don Balthazar, your father.
Enter Francisco and Balthazar.
So, you two are damnable close together. 'Tis for no goodness our warrant. You have your trade betimes.
Meaning me, sir.
Yes, you, one of my wife's evil counselors. Go, get you up to both to your respective chambers. Go.
Exit Jacinta and Julia.
Barring your compliments, good son. Give me leave to speak.
Sure, I know as well yourself what you would say now. You would assure me I am sole master of your house and may command. And that you are heartily glad to see me at Cadiz, and that you desire I would resolve upon a week's stay or so, that you'll spare nothing for my entertainment. Why, I know all this, and therefore pray take my word, good father-in-law, without any more ado.
Well, sir, pray answer me one question. What drew you to Cadiz?
I'll tell you. In the first place, a pox of all lovers, I say, for my daughter Isabella is to be married, as you know, to Antonio, a rich merchant of this town. In the second place, my wife, with a vengeance, must be gating to visit you and her sister, whom we heard was also to be married to the young governor Don Carlos. 'Tis shrewdly against my will, heaven knows, for my wits are in an uproar already about this business. Your gallants, father, your young gallants. I wish my wife were secure at home again.
Pray, why so?
Alas, I see the trick, sir. A mere trick put upon a man, a married man, and a married man to a handsome young woman. You apprehend me.
Not I, sir.
Not you, sir. Why, look ye, your young governor, who now is, made most desperate love to her, who is now my wife. Do you mind me? But you, being a man of an exact judgment, to her great grief, gave her to me, who best deserved her, both for my civil behavior and comely personage. A comely personage, indeed. Do you understand me? But now this Carlos, by his father's death being made governor, do you see, is to marry your other daughter, Clara, and to exasperate me, would never let me be as quiet till he had got both of us hither to Cadiz to grace his wedding. A pox of his invitation. Was I so civil to invite him to mine?
If this be your affliction.
Hello?
We lost you for a minute there, ma'am.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
My bad. Okay. If this be your affliction, you may avoid it.
No, I'll try to source nature a little and be civil or so. But as soon as the ceremony is over, I'll steal out of town, whip away. Presto, my faith.
But should you do so rude a thing to your new brother, your wife would think you were jealous of her. No, dissemble the fault, I beseech you. 'Twill make you odious to her and all the world, when 'tis needless. 'Tis natural for women to hate what they fear.
Say you so, then I will hide it as much as I can in words. I can dissemble too upon occasion.
Let her remain a while amongst us.
This the devil a bit she shall, good father mine. No. I have more years than you, sir father, and understand what women are, especially when married to ancient men, and have the conversation of young men, whose eyes like basilisks destroy modesty with looking on him. The very thought on it has raised a bump in my forehead already.
I am sorry you should suspect my daughter's virtue.
Maybe you are, sir, but youth, you know, opportunity, occasion, or so. There are winks and nods and signs and twires and... Well, in short, I am satisfied, and that they are not, and not may go whistle. And so I'll to my wife, whom I have left too long alone. Evil thoughts will grow upon her. Wife, love, duckling!
Calls to her. Enter Julia and Jacinta.
Would I had never married her to this thought.
Your pleasure, sir.
Only to see thee, love. Only, perhaps even only to see thee, love.
I have a suit to you.
What is it? What is't, my chicken?
I would go and make a visit to my aunt. My sister Clara is there, and shall go fetch her home.
Perhaps the governor's there too.
What if he be? We ought to make him a visit too, who so kindly sent for us to Cadiz.
How make a visit to the governor? And what have I to do with the governor? Or what have you to do with the governor? You are no soldier, love. As for a visit to your aunt, there's some reason in it, but for the governor, I think no more upon him. I say no more.
Since he is to marry my sister, why should you refuse him that civility?
Your sister, so much the worse.
So much the worse.
I, so much the worse, I tell you, for mark me, you have been lovers lately, and old stories may arise that are not yet forgotten, and having under the cloak of a husband both sisters at command, one for a wife, t'other for a mistress, hoity-toity, there will be mad work, i' faith. What a mixture of a brother by the father's side and uncle by the mother's side there will be, aunt by the mother's side and sister by the father's side. A man may send his good kindred among a kennel of beagles. No. Visit the governor, I beseech you, fair madam.
So, you are at your jealousy again?
Come. I love plain dealing. Besides, when she named the governor, flesh and blood could not contain.
I spoke in reference to his quality.
The pox of your civility, I tell you. I scorn my wife should be civil. Why, what a coils here about a governor? I'll stand to it, a man had better have a mule to his wife than a woman, and 'twere easily governed.
But hear reason, son.
Reason? What's that? What, from a woman and a wife? Lord, where are your wits, good father-in-law? Why, what a devil shall I be made ridiculous, a coxcomb cuckold to show my wife? No. There's no necessity of your civil mistress. Leave that to me who understand the due punctilios of it.
Harkee, son, harkee.
Father mine, every man to his business, I say. Therefore, say no more of this, for I'll give my mother's soul to the devil when any wife of mine ever makes a visit to the governor, and there's an end on it. Was ever so hard a plot contrived against her own lawful husband? Visit the governor with a pox.
'Tis an honor due to all men of his rank.
I care not for that. My opinion is, my wife's my slave, and let him keep his rank to himself.
And her, Guzman.
Holy.
Francisco gets his wife behind him and fences her with his cloak. Like, shields her in front of the servant. He's here, and with his wife. How shall I do delivery of my letter to her? Sir, by order of my master, Don Carlos, the governor, I am commanded to come hither to that end, that, going from hence and returning to my master, I may be able to inform him
that I am in good health, am in health, very well. I was afraid he would have been harping upon my wife in the first place. The devil take her, she looks for it.
And then he makes signs for her to try and leave. Father, sir, he kisses your hand with more than ordinary friendship.
Pox of his compliments.
But he charged me, sir, most passionately that I to present his service to your lady.
Yes, I thought as much.
In a more particular manner.
A friend, my wife or lady, has no need of his service in a more particular manner, and so you may return it.
Indeed, but she has great many need of his service in a very particular manner.
Sir, I meant no hurt, but 'tis always the fashion of your true breed courtier to be more ceremonious to his civilities to ladies than men, and he desires to know how she does.
How strong this Carlos smells of the devil. Friend, tell your master she's very well, but since she was married, she has forgot her Gentile civility and good manners, and never returns any compliments to men.
How shall I get it to her? Sir, the governor hopes he shall have the honor of entertaining you both at his house. He's impatient for your coming and waits at home on purpose.
Friend, let your master know we are here in very good quarters already, and he does us both too much honor. And that if we have notice of the wedding day, I have nothing else to do. We'll certainly wait on him, and in the next morning we intend to take our leaves, which I send him word of beforehand to prevent surprise.
But sir, she approaches him, and then Francisco puts his wife further behind him.
Go, sir, and deliver your message.
But I have ordered, sir.
There's no such thing in this world.
I am resolved to tease him if I can do nothing else in revenge. But, sir, he most earnestly desires to entertain your fair lady in his house.
Yes, yes, I know he does, but I'll give him to the devil first. Troth, sir, this Cadiz air does not agree with my fair lady. She has ventured out but once. She has got an egg already. Or an ague, depending on which side of the room you're standing.
Ague, sir, are kind diseases that allow for truces and secessions.
No. She has no cessation, friend. Her ague takes her nigh, and probably night and day. It shakes her most unmercifully, and it shall shake her till the wedding day.
Were this fellow to be tried by a jury of women, I would not be in his cloak to lie with his lady. What shall I do to deliver this letter? Well, sir, since I see you're so averse to what the governor desires, I'll return. But, sir, I must tell you, as a friend, a secret that to a man of your temper may concern you. Sir, he is resolved, when he comes next to visit his mistress, to make another visit to your apartment, to your lady, too. Guzman goes to whisper to him, and meanwhile reaches over Francisco's shoulder to deliver the letter to Julia.
Is he so? Pray tell him he need not take that pains. There's no occasion for it. Besides, 'twill be but in vain, for the doctors have prescribed her silence and loneliness. 'Tis good against the fit. This damned fellow of a rival torments me. Honest friend, adieu.
Now is this fellow so afraid of being made a cuckold that he fears his own shadow, and dares not go into his wife's chamber if the sun do but shine in the room? Exit, Guzman.
So your Mercury's gone, Lord. Yes, how simply you look now, as if you knew nothing of the matter.
Matter? What matter? I heard the civil message of the governor sent, and the uncivil answer you returned back.
Very good. Did that grieve your heart? Yes, what pity 'twas I carried you not in my hand, presented you to him myself, and begged him to favor me so much to do my office a little for me, or the like. Ha!
And there's need enough, and the truth were known.
Well said, madam.
Peace, thou wicked limb of Satan! But for you, gentlewoman, since you are so tarmagant that your own natural husband cannot please you, who though I say it am as quiet a bedfellow and sleep as sweetly for one of my years as any in Spain, I'll keep you to hard meat, faith.
I find no fault with your sleeping. 'Tis the best quality you have a bed.
Why so then is the devil an unmerciful woman? Come, 'tis a good tenant that pays once a quarter.
Of an hour, do you mean, sir?
Peace, I say. Now, damnable tormentor. This is the doctrine you preach to your mistress, but you shall do it in private, for I am resolved to lock you both up and carry the keys in my pocket.
Well, I am a wicked creature to tease you so, dear, but I do what thou wilt. Come, be friends. I vow I care not for the governor, not I, no more than I do for my own soul.
Why, so this is something. Come, your ways in. Who have we here a man? Adds my life away.
Yes, up to my chamber to write an answer to this dear letter. Exit Julia. Enter Isabella.
No, it is not a man, but my daughter Isabella.
Now I'll stay. Set her on tease to Dotard. Would I could tease him to death, my mistress might be rid of him.
Oh, now, what makes you look so scurvily today? Sure, the devil rides once a day through a woman that she may be sure to be inspired with some ill qualities. What would you have now? Something. What thing? Have I not provided you a husband whom you are to marry within a day or two?
As a husband indeed. Pray keep him to yourself, if you please. I'll marry none of him. I'll see him hanged first.
Heyday! Why, what, is he not young and handsome enough, forsooth?
Young and handsome? Is there no more than that in goes to the making up of a husband? Yes, there is quality.
Quality? Why, is he not one of the richest merchants of his standing in all Cadiz?
Merchant, a pretty character, a woman of my beauty, and £5,000 marry a merchant, a little petty, dirty, heeled merchant. I'd rather live a maid all days of my life or be sent to a nunnery, and that's plague enough, I'm sure.
Have care of a nunnery, lest he take you at your word.
I would not for the world. No, Jacinto, whenever thou something me in holy orders, the world will be at an end.
Merchant, why? What husband do you expect?
A cavalier, at least, if not a nobleman.
A nobleman married. I see there's been an abbreviation here, but we'll say, come up, your father. Housewife, meaning myself, was a leather seller at first, till, growing rich, I set up for a merchant and left that mechanic trade, and since turned gentleman, and heaven blast my endeavors, so as I have an estate for a Spanish grandee, and are you proud, forsooth, that a merchant won't down with you? But you must be gaping after a gap in feather, a silver sword with a more dreadful ribbon at the hilt. Come, come. I fear me, housewife. You are one that puts her up with pride thus, but lay thy hand upon thy conscience now.
Who, I, sir? No, sir. No, sir, I am for marrying her out of hand to a reasonable husband, except for a merchant. For maids will long, and that's probatum as against prevailing distemper of longing. Hitherto I dare answer for her, but batteries will be made, and I dare not always be responsible for frail mortality.
Well, I have provided her one that I like, but if she be so squeamish, let her fast with a murrain to her.
Dear father.
Dear me, no dears. Would your mother were alive, she would have strapped your Justicore for puling after cavaliers and noblemen. Faith, that would she. A citizen's daughter, and would be a Madonna in good time.
Why, father? The gentry and nobility nowadays frequently marry citizens' daughters.
Come, mistress, I got by the city, and I love and honor the city. I confess 'tis the fashion nowadays. If a citizen get but a little money, one goes to building houses and brick walls, another must buy an office for his son, a third hoists up his daughter's topsail and flaunts it in a way much above her breeding. And these things make so many a break and cause the decay of trading, but I'm for the honest Dutch way of breeding their children according to their father's calling.
That's very hard, because you are a laborious, ill-bred tradesman. I must be bound to a mean citizen's wife.
Why, what are you better than I, forsooth, that you must be a lady and have your petticoats lacked 4 stories high? Wear your false towers and cool yourself with your Spanish fan. Come, baggage, wear me your best clothes o' Sundays and brush 'em up o' Monday mornings and follow your needle all the week after. That was your good old mother's way, and your grandmother's before her, and as for the husband, take no care about it. I have designed it, Antonio, and Antonio you are like to wed, or be the hoof, gentlewoman, or turn poor Claire and die a begging nun, and there's an end on it. See where he comes. I'll leave you to ponder upon the business.
Exit Francisco. Enter Antonio.
Oh, crap.
Isabella is weeping.
What in tears, Isabella? What is can force that tribute from your eyes?
A trifle hardly worth the naming. Yourself.
Do I pray, for what sin of mine must your fair eyes be punished?
For the sin of your odious addresses to me. I have told you my mind often enough. Methinks your equals should be fitted for you, and suit more with your plebeian humor.
My equals, 'tis true, you're fair. But if there be any inequality in our births, the advantage is on my side.
Saucy impertinent, you show your city breeding. You understand what's due to ladies. You understand your pen and ink, how to count your dirty money, trudge to and fro, chasing of base commodities, and cousining those you deal with till you sweat and stink again like an overheated cook. Ugh, I smell him hither.
I must confess I'm not perfumed as you are to stifle stinks you commonly have by nature, but I have wholesome somethingly linen on for my habit. wore I but a sword, I see no difference between your Don and me. Onely, perhaps, he knows less how to use it.
Oh, name not a Don. The very sound from the mouth of a little Sid? Is that a bad thing? Is disagreeable. Bargain and sale, bills, money, traffic, trade, words become you better.
Well said. Using scurvily that Miss Clara may have him.
The best of those you think I should not name dare hardly tell me this.
Good Lord, you think yourself a very fine fellow now. And finical? Yourself up to be thought so, but there's as much difference between a citizen and a true-bred cavalier.
As between you and a true-bred woman of honor.
Oh, sir, you rail, and you may long enough before you rail me out of my opinion. Whilst there are dons with coaches and fine lackeys, and I have youth and beauty with a fortune able to merit one. So farewell. Sit.
Farewell, proud fool.
Sir, be descending at the door. Don Clara has something to say to you.
Bless thee for this tidings, dear Jacinta.
Exit, Jacinta.
I find let man be brave or good or wise, his virtue gains no smiles from women's eyes. 'Tis the gay fool alone that takes the heart, foppery and finery still guide the dart.
Act 2, Scene 1. A chamber. Enter Jacinta with a light and Julia.
Madam, have you a right to Don Carlos?
No, nor is it possible I should. This devil haunts me so from room to room, like my evil genius to prevent with that good. Oh, for an opportunity of one kind minute to return acknowledgments for this kind letter he has sent me.
I'm glad you find me a civil. Madam, if I ever profess the happier end to that amour that your ill fortune has hitherto promised, but what said to lovely cavalier?
All that the man inspired with love could say. All that was soft and charming.
Nay, I believe his art.
Judge then what my heart feels, who, like a fire, but lightly covered over with the cold ashes of despair, with the last blast breaks out into flame. I burn, Jacinta, and one charming Carlos can allay my pain. But how? Ah, there's the question.
Some way I will contrive to speak with him, for he has lost his old wont if he traverse not the streets where you live, but see Don Clara.
And Clara. Ah, my sister, whom yet jealous heart can scarce be reconciled. So deeply was my fear of rivalship fixed there. So sad, my sister, and so happy, near to the happy day with Carlos.
'Tis pity that she thinks it so. Should want him. The blessing thrown away on me, but we are both unhappy. We are unhappy to be matched with those we cannot love. Carlos, though, young, gay, handsome, witty, rich, I hate him as much as you, the old Francisco, for I cannot marry my Antonio. Both youth and beauty are lost on me. An age decrepit who would equal torment.
Would Carlos know your heart? Sure, he'd decline, for he's too much honor to compel a maid to yield that loves him not.
'Tis true, he is above me in every way, and the honor my father thinks to do our family by this match makes him resolve upon. But I have given my vows to young Antonio.
And young Antonio you are like to have for anything that Carlos cares. For know, to thy eternal joy, my Clara, he has but feigned to thee as much as thy Antonio to Isabella.
But are you sure of this?
Most certain. This night, if you can let Antonio see you, he'll tell you all the cheat, and beg your pardon.
Which you will soon obtain, and in return, what service can I render him in your behalf? He shall not want.
Antonio will engage you. They are friends.
You amaze me.
I have appointed him this night to wait, and if possible, I would get... Oh, wait, sorry, that's not me.
Oh, yep, oh. I've appointed him the night wait, and if possible, I would get him a minute's of time with you. Dear Jacinta, thou art kindest maid. Hanks, why should we young women pine and languish for what is our own natural invention may procure us? Let us three lay our heads together, and if Machiavelli with his politics can outwit us, tis pity, but we can all lead apes in hell and die without Jewish blessing of consolation.
No more. Here comes the dragon. And Francisco.
Roll initiative. So together consulting and contriving.
What? Are you jealous of the petticoat?
Petticoat, come, Mistress Pert. I've known as much danger hid under a petticoat as a pair of breeches. I have heard of 2 women that married each other, oh, abominable, as if there was so prodigious a scarcity of Christian man's flesh.
No, the market's well enough stored, thanks be praised. Might everyone be afforded a reasonable allowance?
Peace, I say, thou imp of Lucifer! Would thou hadst thy belly full, that I might be fairly rid of thee. Go get you up to your chamber, and d'ye hear, stir not from it hence, on pain of our severe displeasure, for I am sent for in all haste to Signor Don Sebastian's. 'Tis but hard by. I shall soon return. What are you here?
And Isabella.
I have a high commendations of your fine behavior, gentlewoman, to Antonio. His father has sent for me, and I shall know all anon. This shall but hasten your wedding, housewife, I tell you that. And so farewell to you.
Exit Isabella crying.
Say you so, then 'tis time for me to look about me.
But will you go out so late, love? Indeed, some hurt will come to thee.
No, look ye, I go armed. Shows this girdle round with pistols. Go get you to your chambers. I've got all the guns. It's okay.
He goes out. They go in. The scene changes to the street. And Carlos and Antonio.
I wonder where this man of mine should be, whom I sent this evening with my letter to Julia. What art thou?
And Guzman, who runs into Carlos. My lord, 'tis I, your trusty Trojan, Guzman. What makes you here, sir, so near the door of your mistress?
Wait my doom. What tidings hast thou, Guzman?
Why, sir, I went as you directed me to Don Baltazar's.
And did you deliver it?
And the first thing I met with was old Francisco.
So?
To whom I civilly addressed myself, told him you presented your service to him, sent to know how his lady, and he did, which word lady I no sooner named, but I thought he would have saluted me with a cudgel, and signs observing her behind him, whom he sheltered all he could with his cloak, I, taking an occasion to whisper to him, gave it to her over his shoulder, whilst she returned some smiles and looks of joy, but for the answer it was impossible to get at least the sign of one.
No matter, that joy was evident. She wished me she wished me one, and by the first opportunity my diligent waiting will be recompensed. But where hast thou been all this while?
Finding out the chimney sweeper you spoke of, sir? Whom you ordered me to bring this evening?
And hast thou found him?
He's here at the corner of the street. I'll call him. Exit Guzman.
I have, Antonio, besides your particular revenge, one of my own to act by this deceit. Since all my industry to see the charming Julia has hitherto been vain, I have resolved upon a new project, if this false count pass upon him, as I doubt not but he will, and that he gets admittance into the house, I'll pass for one of his domestics.
Enter Guzman and Gulian, and with the page holding a lantern to his face. Here's the fellow, sir.
Fellow? He may be the devil's fellow by his countenance.
Come nearer, friend. Dost thou think thou can manage a plot well?
As any man in Cadiz, with good instructions.
That thou shalt have. Thou art apprehensive.
So I've a pretty memory for mischief.
Hast thou assurance and courage?
To kill the honestest man in Spain, if I'll be well paid.
That thou shalt be.
I'll do it. Say no more. I'll do it.
But canst thou swear stoutly and lie handsomely?
Prettily by nature, sir, but with good instructions I shall improve. I thank heaven I have docility also.
Thou want'st not confidence.
No, nor impudence neither. Impudence neither. How should a man live in this wicked world without that talent?
Then know our design is only comical, though if you manage not matters well, it may prove tragical to you. In fine, dost thou think thou can personate a lord?
A lord? Nay, that's an odd question. What sort of a lord?
Why, any lord.
That I cannot do, but I can do some sort of a lord, and some lords are wiser than others. Some. There's your witty lord. Him I defy, your wise lord, that is to say, your knavish lord, him I renounce. Then your politique lord, him I would have hanged. And then there's your foolish lord, let him follow the politician. Then there's your pert, noisy lord, and such a small, insignificant, I cannot if I'm possessed with. I shall deal well enough with a devil of his capacity.
Very well. Then there needs no more but that you go along with my man to my house. My authority shall secure you from all the injuries that shall accrue from a discovery, but I hope none will happen. Equipage, clothes, and money we'll furnish you with. Go home with him and dress, and practice the dawn till we come, who will give you ample instructions what to do.
And if I do not fit you with a Don better than Don Dale, Phobos, or Don Quixote, let me be hanged up for the sign of the black boy on my own poles at a Spanish indoor. We'll be with you presently. And if you find me not uncavalier, say clothes, garniture, points, and feathers have lost their power of making one.
Exit Guzman and Page and Gideon. Enter, opening the door, Jacinta.
Ha! The door opens, and surely 'tis a woman that advances. Dear Antonio, wait a little further. Who's there?
This should be old Francisco now.
Let it be who it will. I'll tell my name. It cannot injure either. I'm Carlos. Who are you?
A thing that looks for him, your name, Jacinta. Are you alone?
Never, since Julia did possess my heart. What news, my dearest messenger of love? What may I hope?
Enter Julia. All the kindness mistress can bestow if Carlos loves and still will keep his vows.
Julia, my life, my soul, what happy stars conspired to give me this dear lucky minute?
Those that are conducted old Francisco out, and will too soon return him back again. I dare not stay to hear thy love or chiding, both which have power to charm, since both proceed from a kind heart that's mine.
Oh, take not this dear body from my arms, for if you do, my soul will follow it.
What wouldst thou have me do?
Be wondrous kind, be lavish of thy heart, be generous in thy love, and give me all.
Oh, heavens, what mean you? I shall die with fear.
Fear. Let coward lovers fear, who love by halves, that we that entirely love are bold in passion, like soldiers with glory, dread no danger.
But should we be unthrifty in our loves, for one moment's joy give all away, and be hereafter damned to pine at distance?
Mistaken miser, love like money put into good hands increases each day. Still, as you trust me, still the sum amounts. Put me not off with promise of tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care for new delights. Why shouldst that rob us of a present one?
Ah, Carlos, how soundly do I listen to thy words, and fain would shy, and fain would boast my virtue, but mightier love laughs at those poor delays. And I should doubtless give you all your Julia, did not fear my to prevent my kinder business. And should Francisco come and find me absent, or take me with thee, we are lost, my Carlos.
When, then, my Julia, shall we meet again?
You Spaniards and your are a jealous nation, but in this English Spaniard, old Francisco, that mad passion doubled, who wholly deprived him of his sense, and his nature brute would he but trust me only with my woman, I would contrive some way to see my Carlos.
Certain, Julia, that thou must be mine.
I must die, my Carlos. Antonio, listening, advances. I'm sure it is Carlos.
I think that's Antonio, but I'm not sure because the person is blacked out. Cool.
Yeah, I think it has to be Antonio.
If indeed I am me, then I'm sure it is Carlos's voice, and with a woman. And though he be my rival, but in jest, I have a natural curiosity to see who 'tis he entertains.
Oh, heavens, sir! Here's Francisco. Step aside, lest mischief should befall you. And Julia runs inside.
Now love and wild desire prompt me to kill this happy rival. He's old and can't be long in his arrears to nature. What if I paid the debt? One single push would do, and Julia's mine. Oh, but hang it, adultery is a less sin than murder, and I will wait my fortune.
Where are you, Don Carlos?
Who's there? Antonio? Oh, I took thee for my rival in 10-1, but I had done thy business.
I heard you talking and believed you safe, and came in hopes to get a little time to speak to Clara and Jacinta.
Who's there, Antonio?
Peeping out of the door.
The same. May I not speak with Clara?
Come in. She's here.
And prithee, dear Jacinta, let me have one word with Julia Moore. She need not fear surprise. Just at the door, let me but kiss her hand.
He goes to go in.
I'll see if I can bring her.
Enter Francisco.
Proud, ungracious flirt, a lord with a pox. And here's a fine business of faith that she should be her own carver. Well, I'll home and thunder her together with a vengeance.
Who's here? Sure, this is he indeed. I'll step aside, lest my being seen give him an occasion of jealousy and make him affront his wife.
He goes aside as Francisco goes in. Enter Julia.
Oh, and what have we here? A woman?
Heavens, what, not gone yet, my dear?
So 'tis my confounded wife, who expecting somebody would have me gone now.
Are you not satisfied with all I've said? With all the vows I've made, which here anew in sight of heaven I breathe?
Yes, you can promise fair, but hang him that trusts you.
Go and pray be satisfied with my eternal love.
How fain she'd have me gone now, subtle serpent. Is not this plain demonstration? I shall murder her, I censored, and the devil great with me.
What is thou paused on?
Wicked dissimulation of villainous woman.
Francisco.
Oh, thou monster of ingratitude! Have I caught thee? You'd have me gone, would you? Aye, to heaven, I believe, like a wicked woman as you are. So you were rid of me. Go and be satisfied of my eternal love. No, gypsy, no, gentlewoman. I am censored bit, and will hold you tugging till your heart ache.
Why is there such a hurt in desiring you to go, that you might make haste back again? Oh, my fears.
That you might receive a lover. 'Tis plain, and my indignation's high.
Heaven knows I meant.
Only to cuckold me a little. Get you in, or I will swear thee by bell, book, and candle. Get you in, I say. Go. I'll watch for your lover and tell him how unkind he was to stay so long, I will.
Exit Julia. Francisco stands in the door. Carlos advances.
I hear no noise. Sure 'twas he. And he's gone in to reap those joys he knows not how to value, and I must languish for. I'll stay a little. Perhaps Jacinta may return again, for anything belonging to my Julia is dear, even to my soul.
He goes just to the side of the door, and Francisco bolts out on him.
Who's there? What would you have? Who would you speak to? Who do you come from? And what's your business?
'Tis the sot himself. My name is Carlos.
Carlos? What father of Beelzebub sent him hither? A plain case. I'll murder her out of hand.
And I would speak to anybody, friend, that belongs to the fair Clara, if you are any of this house.
Only the cuckold of this house, that's all. My name, sir, is Francisco, but you, perhaps, are better acquainted with my wife.
Francisco, let me embrace you, my noble brother, and chide you that you would not visit me.
I think that's a
Going
sage
to him,
reaction.
he going. Carlos goes to hug Francisco. Francisco steps aside.
And bring my wife along with me.
Well, both have been welcome, and all I have you should command.
For my wife's sake. What if I should pistol him now? For my wife's sake, and what if I should pistol him now? And I'm damnably provoked to it. Had I but courage to shoot off one.
Methinks you make not so kind returns as my friendship to you, and the alliance shall be between us deserves.
I am something ill-bred, I confess, sir. It is dark, and if I do it, nobody would know who I was.
I fear there's some misunderstanding between us. Pray, let us go in a while. I'll talk you from your error.
3 lines. Between us, sir, oh Lord, not in the least, sir. I love and honor you so heartily. I'd be content to give you to the devil, but the noise of the pistol would discover the business.
Come, let's in and talk a while.
I'm sorry, I cannot do it, sir. We are something incommoded being not at our own house.
Brother, I am afraid you are a little inclined to be jealous. That will destroy all friendship.
So how finely the devil begins to insinuate.
That makes a hell of the heaven of love, and the very pains you fear are less tormenting than that fear. Why say you, brother, is not so with you?
I find you'd have me turn a husband of the mode, a fine convenient tool, one of the modern humor, a civil person that understands reason or so, and I doubt not but you would be as modish a gallant. What do you laugh, sir?
Well, who can choose? To hear your suspicions, your needless fears, come, trust your wives' discretion and modesty, and I doubt not but you will find yourself
in the road to heaven, whether they say all the cuckolds go. I thank you for your advice. I perceive you'd willingly help me onwards on my journey.
I'm glad I know you, sir. Farewell to you.
Exit. Carlos.
No matter for that, so you know not my wife. And so farewell to you, sir, and the devil take all cuckold makers.
Exit. Francisco. The scene changes to inside the house. Enter Clara, Julia, Antonio, Jacinta, running to them.
He has seen Don Carlos. They have been in great discourse together. I could not hear one word, but you'll have it both ears and on. I'll warn you. Ha! He's coming.
Enter Francisco.
Heavens! He must not see you here. Antonio, here, step into Clara's bedchamber.
He enters into Clara's bedchamber.
So, the plots at last discovered. He was a cavalier of his parole.
Who speak you of?
Only the governor, the fine young governor. I delivered him the message, told my mind, and the like.
So kind to visit us, and have you sent him away already?
Which already? Why, have I any lodging for him?
But I am glad you brought him not in, I being so unready.
But you are always ready for him, my dear victorious manslayer.
What means he? What means he? Sure, he has a Gadby in his brain.
Satan's she-advocate, Pete's, I say. So, you look as innocently now as a little devil of 2 years old, I'll warrant. Come. Look me full in the face thus. Turn your nose just to mine. So. Now tell me whose damnable plot this was, to send your gallant with his eloquence, quirks and conundrums, to tutor me into better manners.
Send him? I'll answer no such idle questions.
He has taken a word of pains about your particular chapter, and no doubt but he preached according to some sort of notions. What say you, or anything for yourself, that judgment may not pass?
I say you're an old jealous fool. I have seen Don Carlos, or heard from Don Carlos, or I have were sent to Don Carlos. I've not seen Don Carlos or heard from Don Carlos or sent to Don Carlos, though indeed.
What made you at the door against my positive commands? The very street door, in the night, presumably alone in unrest. This is a matter of fact, gentlewoman. You hastened me away, a plain case. And presently, after Don Carlos comes to the door, positive proof, sees me and falls right down upon my jealousy, clear conviction. 'Twas pity that I had followed his counsel, yes, when the devil turned student in divinity. But no matter. I'll see you back fairly turned upon this town tomorrow. I'll marry my daughter in the morning to Antonio, and, a fair wind or not, we'll home. The galley lies ready in the harbor. Therefore prepare, pack up your tools, for you are no woman of this world. How, marry me tomorrow to his daughter and carry his wife from my friend? This misfortune must be prevented.
Antonio appears inside.
And so, mistress, come your ways to your chamber.
And study how to prevent this cool separation. She goes out with him and Jacinta, leaving Clara and Antonio.
Antonio, I find by that sad look of yours that you have overheard our hasty doom.
I have. Sorry, I have. And, I had to put the right mask on. And I'm a little surprised at the suddenness of it, and I myself am the unlucky occasion of it. To break it off, I told my father how scurvily Isabella treated me. He thereupon sends for old Francisco, tells him of my complaint, and instead of disengaging myself, I find myself more undone.
What shall we do? I'm sure thou wilt not marry her. Thou cannot do it and hope to go to heaven.
No, I have one prevention left, and if that fail, I'll utterly refuse to marry her, a thing so vainly proud. No laws of nature or religion, sure, can bind me to say yes. And for my fortune, 'tis my own. No father can command it.
I know that will be true. I'll not doubt it.
Enter Jacinta.
Madam, saddest news. Huh? What? Poor gentleman, I pity you in all things. You must be forced. How can I utter it? The most lamentable torment that has ever lover endured. Remain all night in your mistress' chamber.
Alas, how shall I endure so great an affliction?
And I. How I know I grieve to think on it. That you should be both hardly put on it. Old gentleman has locked all the doors and took all the keys of bed with him. Go get you in.
Oh, my dear Clara, this is a blessing I could not hope.
So large a freedom my virtue prove. I'll trust my honor with Antonio's love.
They go into Clara's bedroom, exit Jacinta, laughing. Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Don Carlos in his nightgown. Antonio and Guzman with cloths.
All night with Clara, sayst thou? That was lucky. But was she kind, my friend?
As I desired, or honor would permit her, nor would I press her farther.
Ah, very moderate lover.
Some part of my virtue, sir, I owe to you in midst of all my love. Even in the kindest moments of delight, my joys were broken by concern for you. Julia, this day, or very suddenly, leaves Cadiz.
By heaven, and so will Carlos then, for I'm so resolutely bent to possess that dear creature that I will do it with hazard of my life, expense of fortune, or what's dear to me.
And how would you reward that politic head that should contrive the means to bring this handsomely about? Not for an honor or a knight, but even as long as you desire, with freedom, without the danger of venturing your honorable neck in showing feats of activity 3 stories high, with a dagger in one hand and a pistol in the other, like a rope dancer.
But how? Thou talkest of impossibilities.
Dost think she'll e'er consent to quit her husband?
No, heaven forbid. I'm too good a Christian to par man and wife, but being naturally inclined to works of charity, I will give with one project I have in this noodle of mine to make Francisco Cuckold accommodate my lord and Julia, serve you, sir, and give ourselves a good scene of mirth.
How amazest me.
If I do it, sir, send me to the galleys, nay, and so far cure my jealousy of an old fella, that from a rigged suspicious troublesome fool, he shall both so tame and gentle a husband, that he shall desire you to favour him so much as to lie with his dear wife.
By what strange witchcraft shall this be brought to pass?
Even an honest invention, sir. Good faith, listen and believe. When he goes, he's certainly by sea, to save the charges of mules.
Right, I heard him say so in the censored area that lies in the port.
Good. There's a galley also in the harbour you lately took from the Turks. Habits, too, were taken in her enough to furnish for some 40 or 50 as convenient Turks as a man would wish the devil.
Ah, rogue, I begin to apprehend already.
Our Turkish galley thus manned, I'll put to sea, and about a league from land, with a sham fight, set out on the old Francisco. Take it, make 'em all slaves, clap the old fellow under hatches, and then you may deal with the fair slave his wife, as Adam did with Eve.
I'm ravished with the thought.
But what will be the event of this?
Well, I will look not so far, but stop at the dear joys, and fear no fate beyond them.
Nay, with a little cudgelling to this old brain of mine, I shall advance it farther for the just sake. As I take it, Signor Don Antonio, you have a fine villa within a bowshot of the city belonging to yourself.
I have, with pleasant gardens, grottos, waterworks.
A most admirable scene for love and our designs.
'Tis yours, sir.
Then, sir, when we had taken this old fool, on whom the grossest cheat should pass, much more this, which shall carry so seeming a truth in it, he being clapped under hatches in the dark, will wind round a league or two at sea, turn in and land at this garden, sir, of yours, which will pretend to be a Serlagio, belonging to the Grand Signor, whither with this hot part of the year he goes to regale himself with the she-slaves.
But the distance of place and time allow not such a fallacy.
Why? He never read in his life. Knows neither longitude nor latitude, and Constantinople may be in the midst of Spain for anything he knows. Besides, his fear will give him very little leisure for thinking.
But how shall we do with the seamen of this other galley?
There's not above a dozen, and besides, the slaves that are chained to the oar, and those dozen are a pistol apiece, would not only make them assist in the design, but betray it in earnest to the Grand Signor. For them, I'll undertake a master of being a pair de your father's old servant, sir.
But possibly his mind may alter upon the arrival of this false count of ours.
Ah, no matter. Make sure of those seamen, however, that they may be ready upon occasion.
Oh, yes. 'Tis high time for me that your count were arrived, for this morning is destined the last of my liberty.
This morning. Come, haste and dress me. Guzman, where's our count?
Enter Gillian, dressed fine, with 2 great pages and a little one following. Coming to give you good morrows, sir. I'm sure you how well he looks the part.
Ah, good day to your lordship.
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
It's me and me also. Okay, good. So Gillian dressed fine today. Morrow, friend.
No.
My lord, your most humble servant. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Page boy, what's the clock, sirrah?
About 8, my lord.
Your lordship's up early. My stomach was up before me, friend, and I'm damnable hungry. 'Tis strange how a man's appetite increases with his greatness. I'll swinge it away now. I'm a lord. Then will I wench without mercy. I'm resolved to spare neither man, woman, nor child, not I. Hey, rogues, rascals, boys, my breakfast quickly, dogs. Let me see what shall I have now that's rare.
What will your honor please to have?
A small rasher of delicate bacon, sirrah. Delicate bacon. About a pound or two with a small morsel of bread. Round the loaf, do you hear? Quickly, slaves. That's gross meat, sir. A pair of quails, or I thank you for that, in faith. Take your dawn again, an you please. I'll not be starved for near a dawn in Christendom. But you must study to refine your manners a little. Manners? you should pardon me for that, as if a lord had not more privilege to be more soy, more rude, impertinent, slovenly, and foolish than the rest of his neighbours, all mankind.
Aye, 'tis great.
Your soy rudeness in a grandee is freedom, your impertinence wit, your sloven careless, and your fool good-natured. At least they shall pass so in me, I'll warrant you.
Well, you have your full instructions, your baggage, bills, and letters from Octavio, the civilian merchant.
All, sir, are ready, and his lordship's breakfast awaits.
Which ended, we advance. Just when the Aurora rose from Thetis' bed, where he had wantoned a short summer night, harness his bright hooved horses to begin his gilded course about the firmament. Out sally Don Guillermo, I think, Rodrigo de Chimney Suiperio, and so forth. Gad, this adventure of ours will be worthy to be sung in heroic rhyme doggerel before we have finished it. But come.
He goes out, with everyone following behind. Or, no, he goes out.
Nearly. Hey, rogues, rascals, boys, follow me just behind.
Now everybody goes out following him. Act 3, Scene 2. Enter Clara and Jacinta.
Nay, I know he would be civil, madam, or I would have borne your company, but neither my mistress nor I could sleep one wink all night for fear of discovery in the morning, and save the poor gentleman a tumbling cast from the window. My mistress, as daybreak, feigned herself wondrous sick. I called her desire to go to the Senor Spital's, the apothecary next door, for a cordial, and so he slipped out. But the story of the false count pleases me extremely, and it should take, Lord, what mirth we shall have. I can't forbear with the thought of it. And see the governor, his man? What a jest be that too. But here comes Isabella. Let's up her pride with flatteries on her beauty.
Enter Isabella, looking in a glass and setting her face.
Oh, heavens, those eyes. That look. Oh, that pretty leer. That my father should be so doting an old fool to think these beauties fit for a little merchandise. A marchioness would be so much better become me. Oh, what a smile there, and that scornful look. 'Tis great. Heavens, who's here?
Only friends that wish you better fortune than this day promises. Look on that face. No lines foretell worldly greatness. Much honor? Her face, her shape, her mind, her every part declares her lady, or something more.
Why so? And yet this little creature of a father, ridiculous and unambitious, would spoil this lady to make up a simple citizen's wife. In good time.
That very look has some presaging grandeur.
Do you think so?
That laugh again. Oh, heavens, how it charms. How graceful it is. Nothing but great gilt coach will become of it. With 6 Spanish mares and embroidered tapings, with 4 lackeys, and page tail on it. She's evidently designed for a person of quality.
Besides, I have so natural an inclination for a don that if my father do force me to marry this small creature of a merchant, I shall make an intrigue with some body of quality.
Could you but manage it well and keep it from Antonio?
Keep it from Antonio? Is it, think you, for a little silly sit, to complain? When a don does him the honor to visit his lady, marry that were pretty.
Enter Francisco and Lopez. How account to speak with me? With me, I say, here at Cadiz?
Okay, you want to take that one?
Sure, sorry, I was muted. Count, sir, and to speak with you.
Sure, 'tis not the governor. I'll go lock up my wife.
Governor, sir, no, 'tis a meagre stranger, sir, a rare count, whom I never saw all the days of my life before.
And with me, would he speak? I hope he comes not to my wife.
Enter Julia. Oh, husband, the delicatest sign person of quality just alighted at the door, husband.
What have you seen him then? The devil in these women, there be but a loophole to peep out of. They'll spy a man. I'm resolved to see this thing. Go retire, you woman. Here's men coming up.
And will men eat us?
No, but they may do worse. They may look on you, and looking breeds liking, and liking love. And love, a damned thing called desire. And desire begets the devil and all of mischief to young wenches. Go get you gone, I say. Here's a lord coming, and lords are plague things to women.
How, Lord? Oh, heavens! Jacinta, my fan, and set my hair in order. Oh, the gods, I would not but see a lord for all the world. How my heart beats already. Keep your distance behind, Jacinta. Bless me, how I tremble. A little further, Jacinta.
Come, housewife, you shall be martyred anon, and then let your husband have the plague of you. But for my gentlewomen, oh Lord, they're here.
Enter Gillian, Carlos, and pages, etc. There's like a shit ton of people following behind. There's always attendance.
Oh no, fellow. Where's this old Don Francisco? I'm the person, sir.
Heavens, what an air he has. Or has he? Yes.
Art thou he? Old lad, how dost thou do, huh? I don't know. Thou knowest me not, it seems, old fellow. Ha! Know you, nor desire to do, on what acquaintance, pray? By instinct, such as you ought to know a person of quality, and pay your civilities naturally in France, where I have travelled, so good manners is us. Your citizens pulls of his hat thus, to every horse of quality, and every coach of quality. And do you pay my proper person no more respect, huh?
What a dishonor is this to me to have so dull a father that needs to be instructed in his duty.
But sir, to open the lines of your understanding, here's a letter to you from your correspondent merchant of Seville. Cry mercy, my lord. And yet I would he were 1,000 leagues off. I have bills of exchange, too, directed to the old fellow at Seville. But finding thee not there, and I as most persons of my quality are, being something idle and never out of my way, came to this town to seek thee, fellow, being recommended as thou seest here, old vermin, yeah.
Gives him bills.
Oh, what a graceful mind he has. How fine his conversation. Oh, the difference between him and a filthy citizen.
Clara has told me all. Whispering to, Jacinta.
That's she in the middle. Stand looking on her languishingly, your head a little a one side. So, fold your arms, good. Now and then heave your breast with a sigh. Most excellent.
Bills, thousands.
He has your eye already. He has you, his eye already. Oh wait, sorry, that was Jacinta's line. Sorry.
I was like, okay.
The JAC and the
yeah. It's very they're very like close. I keep looking at it myself.
Jacinta, thou flatterest me.
Return him some kind looks and pity.
That other's my mistress. Thou but keep this old fellow in discourse while I give her a little sign to...
I'll warrant you I'll banter him till you have cuckolded him if you'll manage all matters as well as I. My lord, I ask your pardon for my rudeness in not knowing you before, which I ought to have done in good manners, I confess. Who the devil does he stare at so? Wise, I command you to withdraw upon pain of Wise, I command you to withdraw upon pain of our high displeasure. My lord, I shall dispatch your affairs. He minds me not. Aye, 'tis my wife. I say, minion, be gone! Your bills, my lord, are good, and I accept.
Julia goes to the other side, to Carlos.
I accept him. Why, what a devil, he minds me not yet. And though I am not at my proper home, I am where I can command money. Sure, 'tis my daughter. Aye, 'tis how he should be now. The plague had Jade had sure the spirit of prophecy in her. 'Tis she, my lord. Prithee, prithee, old fellow, a peace. I am in love. In love. What, shall thou be the father of a lord? Would it become me, think ye? He is mighty full of cogitable, my lord. Sure his soul has left the tenement of his body. I've his bills here and cannot, if he never return more.
Dear Julia, let's retire. Our time's but short.
I dare not go with you. The venture would be too bold in a young beginning in the thefts of love.
Her eyes are suns, by Jove.
Oh, nothing is so venturous as love, if it be true.
Or else 2 morning stars, all other beauties are but soot to her.
But should my husband?
He's safe for 1 dear half hour. I warrant you, come.
My wife's here still. Must I begin to thunder?
Lord, you be so forward. I'll be gone.
So her husband, kind heart, lest she should be cruel, has given me the dear opportunity. Be sure you keep the old fellow in discourse a while.
Be sure to cuckold him.
And Julia.
Old fellow, prithee, what person of quality is that? Person of quality. Alas, my lord, 'tis a silly citizen's daughter. A citizen's. What clot of earth could bring forth such a? I cannot even say. Alas, my lord, I am that. I am that clod of earth, and to earth, if you call it so, she must return again, for she's to be married to a citizen this morning. Oh, I am doubly wounded. First with her harmonious eyes, who've served my heart to that degree. No chimney ever burnt like me. Ah, fair lady, suffer the broom of my affection to sweep all other lovers from your heart.
Oh, my lord, name it not. I'm this day to be married.
Sorry, that was taken by the line. Today, name me the man. Man, did I say, the monster that dares lay claim to her. I deign to love. None answer me. I'll make him smoke by Vulcan and all the rest of the goddesses. Bless me, what a furious thing this love is. By this bright sword that is so used to slaughter, he dies. Oh, he dies, old fellow, say the poltron's name. Oh, fearful alas, dread sir.
Oh, sheathe your sword and calm your generous rage.
I cannot brook a rival in my love. Love, the rustling pole of my affection is too strong to be resisted.
He runs up, raging up and down the stage with his sword in his hand.
I cannot think, my lord, so mean a beauty can so suddenly charm a heart so great as yours.
Oh, you're mistaken. As soon as I cast my eyes upon the full moon of your countenance, I was struck blind and dumb. Aye, and deaf too, I'll be sworn. he could neither hear, nor see, nor understand. This love's a miraculous thing. And that minute, the most renowned Don Guillermo Rodrigo de Chimney Sweeperio become your galley slave. I say no more, that I do love, and I will love, and that if you are but half so willing as I will dub you Viscountess de Chimney Sweeperio.
I am in heaven. I die, Jacinta. How can I believe this? That I am so much unworthy.
I'll do it. Say no more. I'll do it. Do it, but my lord, how and with what face can I put off? Can I put off Signor Antonio? Antonio. Hey, pages, give me that Antonio. Be instantly run through the lungs. You hear? Hold, my lord. Run through the lungs?
It shall be done, my lord. But what Antonio?
Why, any Antonio. All the Antonios that you find. All the Antonios you can find in Cadiz. Oh, what bloody-minded monsters these lords are. But my lord, I'll ne'er give you the trouble of killing him. I'll put off with a handsome compliment as thus. Why look ye, friend Antonio? The business is this, that my daughter Isabella may marry a lord, and you may go fiddle. Aye, that's civil. And if he do not desist, I'll unpeople Spain, but I'll kill him. For, madam, I'll tell you what happened to me in the face. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened to me in the court of France. There was a lady in the court in love with me. She took a liking to my person, which I think you will confess.
To be the most accomplished in the world.
I had some six-corps rivals, and they all took snuff. That they're quite angry, at which I smiled. They were incensed, at which I laughed. Faith enraged when I met him. Cocked thus, en passant, jesseled. And then I do more things, and I cannot even say what, for they are censored.
Then you bumped into
They
Francisco.
turned and frowned. Thus I drew. What on all the six-corps, my lord? All, say, quoth I, say.
And then the chimney sweep fences Francisco around the stage.
Hold, my lord, I am none the six-corps. And run them all through the body. Oh heavens, kill them all. Not a man. Not a man. Only run him through a body. Not a man. Only run him through a body a little. That's all. My two boys were by. My pages here.
Is it the fashion, sir, to be attended by pages so big?
Pages of honor, always. These were stinted at nurse, or they had been good proper fellows. I am so frightened with this relation that I must up to my wife's chamber for a little of that strong cordial that recovered her this morning.
He attempts to leave, but Gillian stops him.
Why, I'll tell you, sir, what an odd sort of a wound I received in the duel the other day. Nay, ladies, I'll show it you, a very odd place, in my back parts.
He goes to untuck his breeches.
Oh! Show a wound behind, sir. The ladies will think you are a coward.
Peace, child, peace. The ladies understand dueling as little as myself. Peace, child, peace. Ladies understand dueling as little as myself. But since you are so tender-hearted, ladies, I'll not show my wound, but faith, it spoiled my dancing.
Another page comes in.
So many pages.
My lord, now you talk of dancing. Here's your baggage brought from aboard the galley by your seamen, who used to entertain you with their rustic sports.
Very well, very well. So, with your permission, I am resolved, whether you will or no, to give the ladies some divertisement. Bid him come in, nay, sir, you stir not.
Takes the page.
'Tis for your delight, sir, I do it. For, sir, you must understand a man, if he have anything in him, sir, of honor, for the case, sir, lies thus. It is not the burden of an army to droll upon an enemy. Truth is, every man loves a whole skin. But 'twas the fault of the best fault of the best statesman in Christendom to be loose in the ills. You conceive me. Very well, my lord. I'll swear he's a rare spoken man. But why, what a son-in-law shall I have? I have a little business, my lord, but I'll wait on you presently.
He goes out.
Sir, there is nothing like your true jest. A thing once well done is twice done, and I'm the happiest man in the world at your alliance. For, sir, a nobleman, if he have any tolerable parts, is a thing above the vulgar. Oh, here come the dancers.
Enter the dancers.
Come, sit down with me. 'Tis my duty to stand, my lord. Nay, you should sit.
And the dancers dance with Don Francisco. Enter Antonio.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. I hope you will not chide my tardiness. I have a little overslept myself, and am ashamed to see my lovely bride and all this worthy company to attend. But you, fair creature.
No marrying today, sir.
No, sir. No marrying today. How do I dream or hear this from Francisco? How now, fellow? What art thou? The husband of that proud disdainful woman. Another word like that, and thou art what, sir? Oh, hold, my lord, Antonio. I must tell you, you're uncivil. Dost thou know, dull mortal, that I am a lord? And Isabella, my adopted lady? I beg your pardon, sir, if it be so. Poor mortals can but grieve in silence. Alas, poor mortal! But for you, Francisco. Ah, dear Antonio, I vow and swear I cannot choose, but weep to lose thee. But my daughter was born for a lady, and none can help their destiny. And is it possible then thou canst use me thus?
Take away that little fellow in pity of your life. I deign to bid you withdraw and be safe.
Do you hear? Yeah, this lady has begged your life. Begged my life. Vile wretch, darest thou retort?
He draws his sword again, and the women hold him back.
Oh, hold, my noble son-in-law. He shall do anything. Dear Antonio, consider. I was never father to a lord, all days in my life before. My lord, be pacified. My daughter shall be a lady.
For my sake, spare him, and be friends with him, as far as you may deign to be with a little citizen.
Fellow, I forgive thee. Here's my hand to kiss in sign and token I am appeased.
Gives him his hand to kiss. 'Tis all blackened with soot for being a chimney sweep.
A pox of his honorable hand. A pox of his honorable hand had like to have spoiled all. Well, since it must be so, I am content. So now peace is concluded on all sides. What shall we do? Shall we do today besides eating and drinking in abundance? For tomorrow I shall get myself in order for my marriage.
What thinks your honor of taking air upon the sea? In a galley? A league or two?
With fiddles, drums, and trumpets, Westphalia, hams, and pigeons, and the like. Rogue scoundrels and dogs.
Oh, how fine is every action of a great man.
Command the galley to attend us presently. You shall be along, old boy. Oh, no, actually, he said that to Francisco. You shall be along, old boy. Alas, I must stay at home with my wife, my lord. A wife? Have I a mother-in-law too? She must along with us and take a frisk. No denial.
Enter Carlos.
Oh, you come?
Yes, and thank thee for the best moment of my life. How'st thou contrived the voyage, then?
Take no care. Come haste on board. Our honor will not lose the fresco of the morning. Follow me, pages.
At your heels, my lord.
And with that, the curtain falls for intermission as we take our break for the afternoon. And we see what plotting comes next at sea. Because this is all just plots and I'm loving it. But all, please take a moment, refresh yourselves. The joy of doing these virtually means that there are no queues for the restrooms, and the concession stand probably has your beverage of choice on hand. Go ahead and refresh, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Was thanks Popcorn Lizard. It's been a day. Apparently I can't keep unmuting. I can't unmute. The mute button has been a thing all day, y'all. I'm sorry. Well, welcome back. Hope you're well. Hope you're refreshed. Hope the concession stand had what you wanted, and that you remembered to tip your bartender well, and that you're ready to dive back into Act 4 of Aphra Behn's The False Count, or a new way to play an old game. Act 4, Scene 1. Enter. As board the ship, Gillian, Isabella, Francisco, Julio, Antonio, Clara, Jacinta, Pedro, and his wife, and a shit ton more pages.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome aboard. Come put off to sea, rogue scoundrels, tarpaulins to your business, and then every man his bottle. Hey, Page, rogues, where are my men? Come spread the table, for we are very hungry.
Heavens, what a peculiar grace there is in every word that comes from the mouth of a cavalier.
By Mars, the god of love.
By Cupid, sir.
Cupid, sirrah, I say. Cupid, sirrah, I say. I'll have it, Mars. There's more thunder in the sound. I'll have it, Mars. There's more thunder in the sound. I say, by Mars, these galleys are pretty neat, convenient tenements. But I see ne'er a chimney in them. Pox on it. What have I to do with a chimney now?
He's a delicate, fine person, Jacinta, but methinks he does not make love enough to me.
Oh, madam, persons of his quality never make love in words. The greatness of their actions show their passion. Hey, 'tis true, all little fellows talk of love.
Come, ladies. I'm not sure what that next word is, but I have some suspicions. Come, Isabella. Come, Isabella. You are melancholy. Page, fill my lady a beer glass.
Oh, heavens, a beer glass.
Oh, your Viscountess never drinks. Under your beer glass, your citizens' wives simper and sip. Will be drunk without, during credit to the treater, but in their closets they swing it away. Oh, slashes your faith, and egad, when a woman drinks by herself, glasses come think about. Your gentlewoman, or your little lady, drinks halfway, and thinks in point of good manners. She must leave some at the bottom, but your true-bred woman of honor drinks all, supanaculum, by someone.
What a misfortune it was that I should not know this before, but should discover my want of so necessary a piece of grandeur. Something, and nothing but being fuddled will redeem her credit.
Come, someone. Come too, old boy. Thou art not merry? What have we none that can give us a song? Sir, we have an artist aboard, I'll assure you. Senior Blank, shall I beg the favor of you to show your skill?
I think that's Pedro. That has to be Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Sir, my wife and I'm at your service.
Friend, what language can you sing?
Oh, sir, your singers speak all languages.
Say'st thou so? Prithee then, let's have a touch of heathen Greek.
That you shall, sir. Sol me fa sol.
Yeah, sorry. So maybe we're doing a scale, okay. I think this is indeed heathen Greek. I'm sure 'tis so to me. Aye, that may be, but I understand every word on it. Good lack. These lords are very learned men.
Now, sir, you shall hear one of another language from my wife and I.
And they sing a dialogue in French. Enter the captain. Oh crap, we skipped a captain. I'll take. Sean, you want the captain?
Sure. Well, gentlemen, the news be something unpleasant that I bring, yet noble minds to sport and pastime.
Ah, fellow, what's that sport and pastime to noble minds? Oh, Lord, no goodness, I'll warrant.
But, gentlemen, pick up your spirits, be bold and resolute.
Oh, Lord, bold and resolute. Why? What's the matter, Captain?
You are old, senor, and we expect no good from you but prayers to heaven.
Oh, Lord, prayers to heaven. Why I hope, Captain, we have no need to think of heaven.
At your own peril be it then, senor, for the Turks are coming upon us.
Oh, Lord, Turks! Turks! Turks? Oh, is that all? We shall begin falling to an undisclosed location.
Yeah, they fall to the side of the ship, I'm assuming. Because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, why, they'll make eunuchs of us, my lord, eunuchs of us poor men, and lie with our wives. Sure, that's nothing. 'Tis good for the voice. How sweetly we shall sing, ta-la-la-la-la-la-la, etc. Aye, 'twill make you sing another note, I'll warrant you.
Enter a seaman. Ma'am, you take the random. Take the seaman. Sailor.
For heaven's sake, sirs, do not stand idle here, gentlemen. If you would save your lives, draw and defend them.
Exit the sailor.
Draw! I never drew anything in my life but my purse, and that most damnably against my will. Oh, what shall I do?
Enter the captain.
Ah, my lord, they bear briskly upon us with fresh gale and full sails.
Oh, dear Captain, let's tack about and go home again.
'Tis impossible to escape. We must fight it out.
Fight it out? Oh, I'm not able to endure it. Why, what the devil made me be on shipboard? Ah!
Exit the captain.
Why, where be these Turks? Set me to them. I'll make them smoke dogs to dare attack a man of quality.
The insolence of these Turks. Do they not know who's aboard? For heaven's sake, my lord, do not expose your noble person.
What, not fight? Not fight? A lord, and not fight? Shall I submit to fetters and see my mistress ravished by any great Turk in Christendom, and not fight?
I'd rather be ravished 1,000 times than you should venture your person.
The seamen shout from within.
You're doing something from within, we can tell now. I dare swear.
Ah.
Enter the seamen.
Ah, sirs, what mean you? Come on the deck for shame.
My lord, let us not tamely fall. There's danger near. Aye,
He draws his sword. Antonio draws his sword.
Aye, there's never smoke but there's some fire. Aye, there's never smoke but there's some fire. Come, let's away.
Exit Gillian singing with Antonio and Pedro.
A pox on all lords, I say. You must be chanting in somebody's name. By God's dry ground would not serve you. Ah!
There's a shot that rings out across the bow.
Oh, how they thunder. What shall I do? For someone's hole to thrust, for some hole to thrust my head into, for I could never, oh, the noise, all the cannons, it's insupportable, intolerable, and not to be.
And he starts running as mad about the stage.
Dear father, be not so frightened.
Who is this?
That has to be Francisco's line, because...
All right. Crocodile, wouldst thou wet thy tears out, and thou hast never seen this count, then he ever possibly loved thee, and then we would have never been invited on this cursed vessel.
There's noise of fighting as Gulion, Pedro, and Antonio driven in fighting by Guzman and other Turks in disguise. Cling, 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 cling.
Sir, the Turks have boarded us. We're lost. Oh, I'm slain! I'm slain!
He falls down.
Hold, I say. You're now in the presence of nobility, and 'tis uncivil to fight before ladies.
Yield then, and you're our slaves.
Slaves? No, sir, we're slave to none but the ladies.
And he proffers his sword.
Oh, hold, old Ben. Do you know whom you encounter?
What's here? One dead. He kind of kicks Francisco.
Oh, Lord!
Or, if he be not, he's old and past service. We'll kill the Christian dog out of the way.
Oh, hold! I'm no Christian, gentlemen, but as a heathen to yourselves.
Bind him straight neck and clap him under in irons. Oh, him. Sir, look on his age. Oh, no, that was Isabella's line, sorry.
Oh, forgive him, sir, and look on his old age.
For your sake, lady, it may be done. We've need of bright women. Gives her to some of the Turks that are nearby. And Julia. Oh, no, Julia is not, just Isabella. Just handing off Isabella.
My wife ravished. Oh, I'm dead.
Fear not, my dear. I'd rather die than do thee wrong.
Would she would quickly. And there's her honor saved and her ransom, which is better.
Down with the Christian dog. He takes Francisco, and then they take to separate them, and then they take several ladies to several cabins. The Turks take hold of the men.
Must we be parted then? Cruel Turks.
Alas, this separation's worse than death.
I think that's Petra's line.
Is it Isabella?
No, it's Isabella's.
You possibly may see some Turkish ladies that may ensnare your heart and make you faithless. Oh heavens, if ever I change my love, may I become and lose all hopes of title or of grandeur.
But thou, some kind of seigneur, behold thy beauty, would despise thine own dear Ori Viscount to be a sultana.
Sultana, what's that?
It's a kind of raisin. Why, 'tis she a great queen of Turkey.
These two expressions go to my heart, and yet a sultana is a tempting thing. And you shall find your heart true, though the Grand Signor would lay his crown at my feet. Would try me, though. Oh, heavens, to be queen of Turkey.
May I believe thee, but when thou seest the difference, alas, alas, I am but a chimney, nothing to a great Turk.
Is he so noble to say a thing such that, oh, great Turk.
So much censoring.
Come, we can't attend your here. It's for those wondering why we're being slow of thing. It's because the script was reproduced from it's one of her earlier scripts, so it was an early printing, and unlike Shakespeare, who gets both the first folio and the second quarto, and the first quarto, she only gets one printing, and therefore they're trying to work from an older document that was damaged. Which is what that means. But then we have Julia. Alas, and what shall we poor women do? She
We must
says,
even have patience, madam, and be brave. Oh, ravished. Heavens forbid. Someone?
please, I think that's just Cinta's line.
Ah, and please, Lord, I'll let my nails grow against a direful day.
And so will I, for I'm resolved none shall ravish me but the great Turk.
It's good to have standards.
Come, ladies. Your dishes to be served up to the board of the Grand Signor.
Why, will he eat us all?
A slice of each, perhaps, as he finds.
A slice, uncivil fellow, as if this beauty were for a bit in a way. Sir, a word. If you would do me the favor to recommend me to be the first served up to the Grand Signor, I shall remember this civility when I am great.
Lady has his own carver, good word by the by, or so will do well, and I am a favorite.
Are you so? Here, take this jewel in earnest of a favor.
She gives him a jewel, and they all exit. Stage left, even. Okay, good. It's better. Act 4, Scene 2, a garden. Enter Don Carlos and Lopez.
But why so near the land? By heaven, I saw each action of the fight from yonder grove of jessamine, and doubtless all beheld it from the town. Uh-oh, I am also Lopez. The captains designed it so, and at the harbor took it out. Those 2 galleys were purposely prepared to entertain the count and the ladies with the representation of a fight, lest the noise of the guns should alarm the town, and taking it for a real fight should have sent out supplies, and so have ruined our designs. Well, have we all things in readiness? All, sir, all.
Enter a page.
My lord, a ship from the galley has just arrived at the garden stairs, or a message. Something.
Enter Guzman. I think that's Carlos's line.
Oh, I'll retire then, and fit me for my part of this.
You must retire. My lord, you must retire. They're just bringing the old gentleman ashore.
How does he take his captivity?
Take it, sir. He has cast himself into a fit, and has lain like one in a trance this half hour. 'Tis impossible for him to ask sense this fortnight. I'll secure his reason a play day for as long at least your servants in Turkish habits are now his, who will keep him safe enough from your hindering with the lady.
Whatever you do, have a care you do not overfright the coxcomb and make a tragedy of our comedy.
I'll warrant you, sir. Mind your love affairs. He's coming in. Retire, sir, retire. Exit Carlos, the page, and Lopez. Enter some Turks with the body of Francisco in chains and lay him down on a bank. And Turk number 1. It was just a random Turk.
Christian, so ho-ho, slave awake.
Rubbing and calling him.
Where am I? My wife, where am I? What are you? Ghosts, devils, mutes? No answer. Bound in chains. Slaves, where am I?
They understand not your language, but I, who am Reginaldo Spaniard, understand you when you speak civilly, which I advise you to do.
Do you know me, friend?
I know you to be a slave, and the great Turk's slave, too.
The great Turk? The great devil? Why, where am I, friend?
Within the territories of the Grand Signor, and this a palace of pleasure, which he recreates himself with his mistresses.
And how far is that from Cadiz? But what care I, my wife, my friend, my own wife?
Your own, a true thing you have said no more. But take no care for her, for she's...
Is she dead? That would be some comfort.
No! She's alive and in good hands.
And in good hands. Oh, my head! Oh, no, my heart! Oh, 10,000 tempests burn burst the belly of this day wherein old Francisco ventured life and limb, liberty and wife to the mercy of these heathen Turks.
Friend, you need not thus complain. A good round ransom redeems ye.
A round ransom. I'll rot in my chains first before I'll part with a round ransom.
You have a fair wife and need not fear good usage if she knows how to be kind. You apprehend me.
Patience, good lord.
Perhaps the Grand Signor may like her, and to be favoured by him is such a glory.
As the devil take me if I desire.
And then you may in triumph laugh at all the rest of your brother cuckolds.
And has the devil served me thus? But no matter. I must be gadding like an old coxcomb to some cat.
Cadiz, I assume.
Yeah, Cadiz. Yeah, that could be. And then turning to sea with a pox to take pains to be a cuckold, to bring my wife into a strange land among unbelievers with a vengeance, as if we had not honest Christian cuckold makers enough at home. Sought that I was, not to consider how many merchants have been undone by trusting their commodities out at sea. Why, what a damned ransom will the rogues exact from me, and more for my wife because she's handsome, and then 'tis 10 to 1. I have turned her upon my hands, and the worse for wearing. Damned infidels! No, 'tis resolved I'll live a slave here rather than enrich them.
Friend, you'll know your destiny presently, for 'tis the custom of the Grand Turk to view the captives and consider of their ransoms and liberties according to his pleasure. See, he's coming forth from the Vizier Bassa. Oh, hell.
Enter Carlos and Guzman, dressed as Turks, with followers.
All right. The most mighty emperor, behold your captive.
Is this the great Turk?
Shh, peace.
Bless me. As we at home describe him, I thought the great Turk had been twice as big, but I shall find him tyrant big enough, I'll warrant him.
Of what nation art thou, slave? To speak to the emperor, he understands thee, though he deign not to hold discourse to Christian dogs.
Oh, fearful! Spain, so please you, sir.
By Bahamut, he'll make a reverend eunuch.
An eunuch, oh Lord!
Aye, sir, to guard his mistress, 'tis in honour.
Oh, mercy! Sir, that honour you may spare. Age has done my business as well already.
Fellow, what art?
And please your worship, I cannot tell.
How not tell?
And please your worship, my fears have so informed me. I cannot tell whether I am anything or nothing.
Thy name, dull mortal, knowst thou not that?
And please your grace, now I remember me, I do.
Dog, how art thou called?
And like your excellence, men called me Signor Don Francisco, but now they will call me Coxcomb.
Of what trade?
And please your highness, a gentleman.
How much dost thou get a day by that trade, huh?
And like your majesty, our gentlemen never get but twice in all their lives. That is when fathers, they get good estates, and when they marry, they get rich wives. But I know your mightiness would get by going into any country and asking the question.
What fool?
A good cudgeling, and please your illustriousness.
Slave, to my face. Take him away and let him have the strappado.
Baridama.
Heavens, what says he?
He means to have you castrated.
Castrated? Ah! Oh, that's some dreadful thing. Oh, that's some dreadful thing, I'll warrant. Gracious Turk, for Mahomet's sake, excuse me. Alas, I've lost my wits.
Galero Guardians?
The emperor asks thou art married, fellow.
Married. I was unlike your monstrousness, but I doubt your people have spoiled my property.
His wife, with other ladies, in a pavilion in the garden, attended your royal pleasure.
Go, fetch her hither presently.
Exit Guzman.
This is no common honor that the great Turk deigns to speak your language. 'Tis a sign, you'll see.
Yes, by the height of a pair of horns.
Is she handsome?
Oh, what an ache shakes my heart. Handsome. No, dread sir. Well, what should such a deformed polecat as I do with a handsome wife?
Is she young?
Young. What should such an old doting coxcomb as I do with a young wife? Pox on him for a heathen whoremaster.
Is she old, then?
Yes, very old, unplease your gloriousness.
Is she not capable of love?
So, like sire concealed in a tinderbox, I shall run mad.
Is she witty?
I'm no competent judge, and like your holiness, this catechism was certainly of the devil's own making. This catechism was certainly of the devil's own making.
Enter Guzman, bringing in Julia, Clara, Isabella, Jacinta, Gillian, Antonio, and others. Women veiled.
These, sir, are all the slaves of note are taken.
Just think, Jacinta, he'll choose me.
I'll warn you, madam, if he looks at you with my eyes.
Stand forth.
Stand forth, sir. Why so I can, sir. I dare show my face, sir, before any great Turk in Christendom.
What are you, sir?
What am I, sir? What am I, sir? Well, I'm a lord, a lord. Are you mad to own your own quality? He'll ask the devil and all of a ransom. And no matter for that, I'll not lose an inch of my quality for a king's ransom. Disgrace myself before my fair mistress.
That's as the great Tuck, and I shall agree.
What are you, sir?
A citizen of Cadiz.
Set 'em by. We'll consider of their ransoms. Now for the ladies.
Guzman unveils Jacinta.
Oh, dear wife, now and never slow thy love. Make a damnable face upon the filthy ravisher. Glut thy eyes thus and thrust out thy upper lip. Glut thy eyes thus and thrust out thy upper lip thus.
Guzman presents Jacinta.
Oh, dear Isabella, do thee look like a dog too?
No, sir. I'm resolved I'll not lose an inch of my beauty to save so trifling a thing as a maidenhead.
Very agreeable, pretty and cheerful. A most divine bud of beauty, all nature's excellence, drawn to the life in little. What are you, fair one?
Jacinta is veiled and set by. Clara is unveiled.
Sir, I'm a maid.
And so I hope you'll pitch upon her.
Only by promise, sir, I give up my, if away.
What happy man could claim a title in thee, and trust thee to such danger?
Heavens, shall I be defeated by this little creature? What pity 'twas he saw not me first.
I dare not name him, sir, lest be this small beauty which you say adorns me shall gain him your displeasure. He's in your presence, sir, and is your slave.
Such innocence this plain confession shows. Name me the man, and I'll resign thee back to him.
A pox of his civility. This mercy makes me bold to claim my right.
Take her, young man, and, yep, sure, and with it both your ransoms.
Very noble, in faith. Well, in confess our loves too, Isabella.
Life will spoil all. Hold. Pray that your betters be served before you.
How is the honor of my love despised? But not in the presence of the great Turk, for whom I have a great reverence, because he's a man of quality. By Jove, I'll draw upon you.
Because you were my lover once. When I am queen, I'll pardon you.
Gooseman veils her
Hands,
and leads
maybe?
her-
Yeah, sure, unveils.
Yeah, unveils her, Isabella, and leads her to Carlos. She is making, comments to, Gillian.
What awkward, fond, conceited thing art thou? Veil her, and take the tawdry creature hence.
Your Majesty's humble servant.
Pulls off his hat.
Oh, refuse my daughter too. I see the lot of a cuckold will fall to my share.
This is his wife, great sir, of this old slave. He unveils Julia.
Ha! What do I see? By Mahomet, she's fair.
So she's confirmed. Oh, damned Muhammad. Will nothing but raw flesh serve his turn?
I'll see no more. Here I have fixed my heart.
Oh, monster of a grand signor!
Have you a mind to be, sir?
Receive my handkerchief.
His handkerchief. Sorry.
He throws it at her.
His handkerchief. Bless me. What does that mean?
To do her the honor to lie with her tonight.
Okay. Oh, hold, most mighty Turk.
Slave, thou darst interrupt them? Die, dog.
Hold, I'm silent.
I love you, fair one, and design to make you...
Ah, this most notorious strumpet, a pox of his courtesy.
What eyes you have, like heaven blue and charming, a pretty mouth, neck round and white, all polished alabaster, and a complexion beauteous as an angel. I here sit to make bonds to ensnare the god of love, a sprightly air, and hands like lilies white, and lips no roses opening in a morning are half so sweet and soft.
Ah, damned circumcified Turk.
You shall be called the beautiful Sultana, and rule in my seraglio dressed with jewels.
Sure, I shall burst with vengeance.
Sir, let your virtue regulate your passions, for I cannot love any but my husband.
Ah, dissembling witch.
And would not break my marriage vows to him, or all the honor you can heap on me.
That's for Francisco, I think.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Francisco.
All right. Say and hold. But Sultana and precious stones are temptations besides. The rogue's young and handsome. What a scornful look she casts at me. Would they look both handsomely at the devil together?
Dog, what do you mutter?
No, nothing. But the palsy shook my lip a little.
Slave, go in on your knees, resign your wife.
Oh, shit. Of years and discretion and may dispose of itself. I can hold no longer. And this is your Mohammedan conscience to take other men's wives as if there were not a single harlots enough in the world. Ah!
Peace, thou diminutive Christian.
I say peace, thou overgrown Turk.
Thou Spanish cur.
Why, you're a Manhattan bitch, and you go to that.
Death, I'll dissect the bald gold-plated slave.
I defy thee, thou foul, filthy cabbage head, for I am mad and will be valiant.
Guzman takes off his turban and throws it at him.
What insolence is this? Mutes, strangle him.
They put a bowstring around his neck. Mercy, dread lord, I beg my husband... Sorry, I'm stuck. Mercy, dread lord, I beg my husband's life.
No more. This fair one bids you live. Henceforth, Francisco, I pronounce you a widower, and shall regard you, for the time to come, as the deceased husband of the great Sultana. Murmur not upon pain of being made a eunuch. Take him away.
Go, and be satisfied I'll die before I yield.
Is this my going to sea? Losing, the light of losing battles light on thee. When ill success shall make thee idle lie, mayst thou in bed be impotent as I.
Command our slaves to give us some diversion. Dismiss his chains, and use him with respect, because he was the husband of our beloved Sultana.
I see. Your cuckold might have a life enough if he could be contented. Oh.
They pull across his chains.
They pull on something of his.
Yeah. Carlos and Julia sit under an umbrella.
Him. How strangely does my passion grow, divided equally twixt two. Damon had ne'er subdued my heart, had not Alexis took his part, nor could Alexis powerful prove without my Damon's aid to gain my blue. When my Alexis present is, then I for Damon sigh and mourn, but when Alexis I do miss, Damon gains nothing but my scorn. And if it chance they both are by, for both, alas, I languish, sigh, and die. Cure then, thou mighty winged god, this raging fever in my blood, one golden pointed dart take back. But which, O Cupid, wilt thou take? If Damon's all my hopes are crossed, or that of my Alexis, I am lost.
Enter dancers, which dance an antique.
Come, my dear Julia, let's retire to shades, where only thou and I can find an entrance. These necessary delays of ours have drawn my love to an impatient height. Attend these captives at a respectful distance.
Exit all but Isabella, who studies Gillian.
What would the great Sultana?
Do not pierce my heart with this unkindness.
Pages, give order. I have letters to Sybil, to my merchant. I will be ransomed instantly.
Cruel count.
Meaning me, lady. Fine, no, I'm a scoundrel. I account. No, not I. No, a dog. A very chim-dum. A son of a whore. Not worthy of your notice.
Oh, heavens. Must I lose you then? No. I'll die first.
Die then, for your betters must be served before you.
Oh, I shall rave. False and lovely as you are, did you not swear to marry me and make me red countess?
Aye, that was once when I was a lover, but now you're a queen. You're too high in the mouth for me.
Name it not. Will you be still hard-hearted?
As a flint, by Jove.
Have you forgot your love?
I've a bad memory.
And will you let me die?
I know nothing of the matter.
Heavens! And shall I be no viscountess?
No, not for me, fair lady, by Jupiter. No. Queen's much better. Death affront a man of honor, a viscount that would have took you to his bed after half the town had blown upon you, without examining either portion or honesty, and would have took you for better or worse. Death, I'll untile houses and demolish chimneys, but I'll be revenged.
He draws a sword and is leaving.
Hold. Your anger's just, I must confess. Yet pardon the frailty of my sex's vanity. Behold my tears, that sue for pity to you.
She weeps. He stands looking on her.
My rage dissolves.
I ask but death for pity.
He starts crying.
I cannot hold. But if I should forgive and marry you, it would be gadding after honest still, longing to be a she-great Turk again.
Break not my heart with such suspicions of me.
And is it pure and tender love for my person and not for my glorious titles?
Name not your titles. 'Tis yourself I love, your amiable, sweet and charming self, and I could almost wish you were not great to let you see my love.
I'm confirmed. There's no respect of honor makes her weep. Her love's the same, should I cry? Chimney sweep.
Act 5, Scene 1, a garden. Enter Francisco alone.
Right. Oh. Now, I am afraid to walk in this garden, lest I should bespy my own natural wife lying with a great Turk in fresco upon some of these fine lowery banks and learning how to make cuckolds in Turkey.
Enter Guzman and Jacinta. Nay, dear, Jacinta, cast an eye of pity on me. What deny the vizier Bassa?
When you're honest, Guzman, again, I'll tell you a piece of my mind.
But the opportunity will not be so kind to Guzman as to the grand muckety-muck. Therefore, dear rogue, let's retire to these shades, or, if foolish virtue be so squeamish and needless, Russian so nice that Mr. Vicar say amen to the bargain. There's an old lousy friar belonging to this villa that will give us a cast of his office, for I am a little impatient about this business. Greatness having infused a certain itch in my blood, which, if I thought it not, was to common man.
What have we here? The Mrs. and the other one, and I hope the jade will be Turkey with a vengeance, and have circumcision in abundance, and the devil shall run some of her for old Francisco.
Ha! The old gentleman.
Oh. What? The frolic is is to go round. I see you women have a happy time on it.
I think that's Jacinta's line.
Okay. Men that have kind wives may be happy. You'll have the honor of being made a cuckold. Heaven be praised.
Sir, I thank you. Pray under the rose how it is that my wife please His Grace the Great Turk.
Murmur it again, you slave.
Oh, Lord, sir, no, not I. What hurt is there in being a cuckold?
Hurt, sirrah. You should be swinging into disbelief that it is an honor for the Great Turk to borrow your wife.
But for the lender to pay use money is somewhat severe. But see, he comes. Bless me, how grim he looks.
Enter Carlos.
Come hither, slave. Why was it that I gave you life, dismissed the fetters from your aged limbs?
For love of my wife, and to please your barbarousness.
I gave you free leave to range the palace round, excepting my apartment only.
Still, for my wife's sake, I say, and just to like your hide, your great righteousness.
Hideousness, I think is that.
Your hideousness. Your hideous words. What do they mean? Still, for my wife's sake,
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. So, still for my wife's sake, I say, and just like your hideousness.
And yet, this wife, this most ungrateful wife of yours, again would put your chains on, expose your life to dangers and new torments by a too stubborn virtue. She does refuse my courtship, and foolish is chaste.
Alas, what pity is that?
I offered much, loved much, but all in vain. Husband and honor still was the reply.
Good lack, that she should have no more grace before her eyes.
But, slave, behold these mutes. That fatal instrument of death behold too, and in 'em read thy doom, if this coy wife of yours be not made flexible to my addresses.
Oh, heavens, I make her.
No more, thy fate is fixed, and here attend till he himself deliver his willing wife into my arms. Attend and see it be done.
Exit Guzman, or exit Carlos. Go, one of you, and fetch the fair slave hither. Exit one of the Turks.
I pimp for my own wife. I hold the door to my own flesh and blood. Oh, monstrum horrendum!
No, do it, and do it handsomely, not with a snivelling countenance as if you were compelled to do it, but with the face of authority and the awful command of a husband as thou diest. Enter the Turks with Julia.
My dear Julia, you are a fool, my love.
For what, dear husband?
I say, a silly fool to refuse the love of so great a Turk. Why, what a pox makes you so coy?
How? This from you, Francisco?
Now does my heart begin to fail me, and yet I shall ne'er endure strangling neither. Why am not I your lord and master, huh?
Heavens, husband, what would you have me do?
Have you do? Why would have you? You see, it will not out. Why I would have you lie with the Sultan housewife? I wonder how the devil you have the face to refuse him so handsome, so young a lover. Come. Let me hear no more of your coyness, mistress. For if I do, I shall be hanged. The devil Turks are most worthy gentlemen, and therefore I advise you to do as he advises you, and the devil take you both.
This from my husband, old Francisco. He advised me to part with that my dear honor?
Rather than part with his dear life, I thank you.
Have you considered the virtue of a wife?
No, but I've considered the neck of a husband.
Which virtue before I'll lose, I'll die 1,000 deaths.
So will not I, one. A pox of a virtue. These women are always virtuous in the wrong place. I say, you shall be kind to the sweet Sultan.
And rob my husband of his right?
Shall exchange is no robbery.
And forsake my virtue, and make none dear a cuckold?
Sure, most of the heroes of this world work so. Go, prithee, honey, go. Do me the favor to cuckold me a little, if not for love, for charity.
Are you in earnest?
I am.
And would it not displease you?
I say no. Had it been Aquinas in his case, to have saved the pinching of his gullet, he would have been a cuckold.
Fear has made you mad, or you are bewitched. I'll leave you to recover your wits again. She leaves.
Oh, gracious wife, leave me not in despair. I am not mad, no more bewitched than I have been in these 40 years. 'Tis your bewitched to refuse so handsome, so young, and so... pox on him! Shall ne'er relish me again after him. Or something to her holds her aside. Okay.
He goes to her and holds her.
No.
Since you have lost your honor with your wits, I'll try what is what mine will do. Enter Carlos and Turks.
Oh, I'm lost. I'm lost, dear wife. Most mighty sir, I've brought her finally to it, but do not make me lose my credit with his Mohammedan grace. My wife has a monstrous affection for you, but she's something bashful. But when alone, you'll find her a swinger.
Fair Julia.
Do you believe my husband, sir? He is mad.
Dog.
He offers to kill him.
Oh, mighty emperor, as I hoped to be saved, 'tis but a copy of her countenance, inhumane wife. Lead her to your apartment, sir. Barbarous, honest woman, to your chamber, sir. To your chamber, sir. Would I had thee an errant strumpet, nay, to your royal bed, sir. Your royal bed, sir, I warrant you, she gives you taunt for taunt. Try her, sir, try her.
Hark you, sir. You possessed, or is this real reformation for you? What moves you this kind of fit?
In love to sweet life. And I shall think myself ever obliged to my dear wife for this kind reprieve. Had she been cruel, I had been strangled or hung in the air like our prophet's tomb.
Enter the first Turk.
Sir, boast the honor of the news I bring you.
Oh, my head, how my brows!
The mighty Sultan, to do you honor, has set your daughter and her lover free, ransomless, and this day gives them liberty to solemnize their nuptials in court. But Christian ceremonies must be private. But you're to be admitted, and I'll conduct you to him.
Some comfort. I shall be father to a viscount, and for the rest, patience. All nations cuckolds breed, but I deny they had such a need of cuckolding as I.
He goes out with the Turk. Enter Antonio and Clara, and they go to Jacinta.
Madam, the rarest sport.
You need not tell us. We have been witness to all. But to our own affairs, my dearest Clara, let us not lose this blessed opportunity, which art nor industry can give again if this be idly lost.
Nay, hang me if it be, Antonio. Charge it to the number of your own sins. It shall not lie at my door.
'Tis generously said, and take notice, my little dear Clara. It has a priest. Someone has a priest ready to tie you to your word.
As fast as you please. Hang her that here, conjuring not for me. But what will our father say? Mine, who expects me to be the governor's lady, and yours, who designs Isabella for a daughter-in-law.
Mine will be glad of the change, and for yours, if he's not pleased, let him keep his portion to himself. That's the greatest mischief he can do us. And for my friend, the governor, he's above their anger.
Why do we lose precious time? I long to be at the altar. Claire, take thee, Antonio. Very ceremony will be tedious, so I wish thee mine. Each delay gives fear. Something will snatch me from thee.
And no power of man can do it. Thou art so guarded, but now the priest is employed in clapping up the honorable marriage between the false count and Isabella.
Lord, what jest will be seen coupled? Unmercifully, Antonio, to drive jest so far, 'tis too unconscionable.
By heaven, I'm so proud I cannot think my revenge sufficient for these affronts, for these affiants. Nor does her birth, her breeding, and her vanity find a better fortune. He has enough to set up for a modern spark. The fool is just wit and good manners sufficient to pass for a fop of fashion, and where he is not known, will gain the reputation of a fine, accomplished gentleman. Yet I'm resolved she shall see him in his gears, in his original filthiness, that my revenge may be home upon the foolish guilt.
Cruel Antonio. Come, let's go give him joy.
And finish our affair with Mr. Vicar.
Enter Isabella, her train borne by the great page, Gilliam with the other great page, and Francisco. Bear.
Is Francisco naked? Is that why they say he's wearing?
I think it's just without a hat.
Okay, hatless. All right.
Yeah.
Joy to my noble lord, and to you, fair Isabella.
Thank thee, fellow, but surely I deserved my titles from thee.
Your Honor, I hope will pardon him.
How now, Clara?
I give your Honor joy.
Thank thee, poor creature.
My lord, this honor you have done my daughter is so signal, or singular even, that whereas I designed her but 5,000 pound, I will this happy day settle on her 10. Damn dirty trash, your beauty is sufficient. Signor Don Antonio, get the writings ready. Money, hang money. Money, hang money. Yeah. Who am I? Get the writings ready. Money, okay. Signor Don Antonio, get the writings ready. Money, hang money. Money, hang money. There. How generous these lords are. Nay, my lord, you must not refuse a father's love. If I may presume to call you son, I shall find enough besides for my heart, if the tyrant be so unmerciful to ask more than my wife pays him. Nay, if you will force it upon me.
Aye, take it. The trifling sum will serve to buy our honor pins.
Well, sir, since you will force it on him, and my cashier shall draw the writings, and have him signed by a public notary. With all my soul, with all my soul, sir, I'll go give him orders and subscribe.
Exit Francisco.
Let him make him strong and let him make him strong. Let him make him strong, and sure he shall go halves. No, you will deserve it dearly, and who have the plague of such a wife with it. But hark ye, Count, these goods of fortune are not to be afforded you without conditions. Sure, conditions, any conditions, noble Antonio. You must disrobe anon and don your native habiliments, and in the equipage give that fair viscountess to understand the true quality of her husband. I'm afraid 'tis harder task to leap from a lord to a rogue than 'tis from a rogue to a lord. Not at all. We have examples of both daily. Well, sir, I'll show you my agility, but sir, I desire I may consummate. You see, consummate. A little like lord to make the marriage sure. You have the freedom to do so. The writings I'll provide. All about it then. The priest waits for Ian Sawyer and Guzman for you, Jacinta. Haste for he is to arrive anon ambassador from Cadiz.
I know not this noise of wedding has sent me agog. I'll am in, try what is.
Exit Antonio, Clara, and Jacinta.
Come, madam, your honor and I have something else to do before I've fully dubbed you a viscountess.
Heavens, my lord, what's that?
Why, a certain ceremony which must be performed between a pair of sheets. But we'll let it alone till night.
Till night, no. Whatever it be, I would not be without an inch of that ceremony that may complete my honor for the world. No, for heaven's sake, let's retire, and dub me presently.
Time enough.
You love me not. That can deny me this.
Love. No, we're married now. And people of our quality never love after marriage. 'Tis not great.
Nay, let's retire and complete my quality, and you will find me a wife of the mode I want you.
For once you've prevailed.
Enter Francisco.
Whither away?
Only to consummate a little. Pray, keep your distance.
She pulls off his hat.
Consummate?
Hi, sir. That is to make me an absolute viscountess. We cannot stay. Farewell.
Gillian leads her out.
This turkey air has a notable faculty where the women are all plaguey kind.
Enter Carlos and Julia.
By heaven, each moment makes me more your slave.
The business is done.
My husband.
And all this constant love to old Francisco has but engaged me more.
Love to me.
Sir, if this virtue but be real in you, how happy I should be. But you'll relapse again and tempt my virtue, which if you do...
I'll warrant she would kill it. I'll warrant she would kill herself.
I should be sure to yield. In a soft tone to Carlos.
No, thou hast made an absolute conquest o'er me, and if that beauty tempt me every hour, I shall be still the same I was the last.
Pray heaven he be John.
Enter the Turk.
Most mighty Emperor, a messenger from Cadiz has letters for your highness. Conduct him in. In this retreat of ours, we use no state.
Enter Guzman as himself. He gives letters to Carlos. Don Carlos, Governor of Cadiz, greets your highness.
High and mighty, for 7 Christian slaves taken lately by a galley of yours, we offer you twice the number of Mahometans taken from you by us. If this suffice not, propose your ransoms, and they shall be paid by Don Carlos, Governor of Cadiz. Know you this Carlos offers so fair for you?
Most potent lord, I do, and wonder at the compliment. And yet I am not jealous. I have overacted. I have overacted the complacent husband that I shall never fall into the other extreme again.
Go. Let the Christian governor understand his request is granted.
The slaves are ready, sir, and the galley to carry the Christians. How shall we make this governor amends?
I do even weep for joy. Alas, I must leave it to the love.
To me, sir, do you mock me?
Mock thee, no. I know thy virtue, and will no by any means be jealous. Believe me, chicken, I was an old fool.
Your wife is chaste. She overcame my unruly passion with her prayers and tears.
Enter.
Someone.
A bunch of people at one door. Clara, Antonio, Jacinta at another. Isabella's train carried... Oh, enter Isabella... and, Gillian at one door. Clara and Antonio and Jacinta at another. Isabella's train being carried by pages.
Gotcha. Rare news, we are free and ransomed. All is well, and the man has his mare again. No idea who that is.
No idea whose line this is.
That's Carlos's.
Great. You still forget your duty and your distance.
Pox of your troublesome honor. A man can't be overjoyed in quiet for it.
And then, randomly, enter Balthazar and Sebastian. Just showed up. Who knows? It's the end of the play. They know that they have to come on at the end of the play.
Right.
Wait.
So close.
Who's Sebastian? That's Antonio's father.
Uh-huh.
Dolan?
Okay,
I,
Shawnee.
I can do it. Yep, I can do that.
And then, who's Balthazar? I think
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm not mistaken. This is the house of my son, Antonio.
Let it be whose house 12. I think the devils broke loose in it.
Or the Turks, for I have yet met ne'er a Christian thing in it.
Do I not dream? Is that my father-in-law and Signor Sebastian? My father here.
Balthazar.
Son, why do you gaze on me so?
Bless me, sir. Are you taken by the Great Turk too?
Taken? Great Turk? What do you mean?
Mean, sir? What? How the devil came you into Turkey?
Surely Francisco has cracked his brains.
Crack me no cracks, good father mine. Am not I a slave in Turkey, and is this not the Grand Seigneur's palace?
So, all will come out. There's no prevention. Oh, that was the side. So, all will come out. There's no prevention.
Some that are wiser answer us. You son, are you infected too? Was not yesterday to bring your wedding day?
Today has done as well, sir. I have only changed Isabella for Clara.
How, Francisco, have you juggled with me?
My daughter's a lady, sir. No, wrong voice, damn it. My daughter's a lady, sir.
And you, mistress, you've married Antonio and not the governor? And the governor? I don't know.
Oh, God. All right. I thought him the fitter match, sir. Hope you pardon.
We cannot escape.
But how came you hither, gentlemen, and how durst you venture?
Whither, sir? To my son's house. Is there such a danger coming a mile or two out of Cadiz?
Is the devil in you, or me, or both? Am I not in the possession of Turks and infidels?
No, sir. Safe in Antonio Villa, within a league of Cadiz.
Why, what a pox! Is this not the great Turk himself?
Yes, sir. Cry mercy, my lord. 'Tis Don Carlos, sir, the governor.
The governor? The worst great Turk of all, so I am cousin most horribly cheated. What a horrid plots you carried out on me to put me in heretical cuckoldom.
Faith, sir, since you have found it out, I'll own my passion.
And since I have been kind you to me, nay, beg on your knees to give myself away.
Guilty, I confess, but 'twas to the great Turk, mistress, not Don Carlos.
And was the sin not greater?
No, but the honor was less.
Oh, horrid. What, entreat his wife to be a whore?
Oh, sir, you are mistaken. She was my wife in view of heaven before, and I but seized my own.
Oh, sir, she's at your service still.
I thank you, sir, and take her as my own.
Hold. My honor's concerned.
Not at all, father mine. She's my wife, my lumber now, and I hope I may dispose of my goods and chattels. If he takes her, we are upon equal terms, for he makes himself my cuckold, as he has already made me his. For if my memory fail me not, we did once upon a time consummate, as my daughter has it.
Enter Gillian in his own dress carrying a chimney sweep.
His own dress crying, chimney sweep! Like the Kool-Aid man coming in. Chimney sweep! By your leave, gentlemen. Whither away, sirrah? What's that to you, sir? Not to me, sirrah. Not to me, sirrah. Who'd you speak with? What's that to you, sir? Why, what a pox may not a man speak with his own lady and wife?
Heavens, his wife. To look for his wife amongst persons of quality.
Kick out the rascal.
As soon as you please, my lord, but let me take my wife along with me.
He takes Isabella by the hand. That's Isabella's line.
Oh,
Yeah.
What means the devil?
devil! 'Twas not long since you found me a humane creature within there.
Villain, dog, help me tear his eyes out.
What, those eyes? Those lovely eyes that wounded you so deeply? What's the meaning of all this? Why, what, am I cozened, and is my daughter cozened? Cozened? Why, I'm a man, sir. The devil you are, sir. How should I know that? Your daughter does, sir. That's all one.
Oh, I am undone. Am I no viscountess, then?
Hang titles, 'twas myself you loved, my amiable sweet. Myself you loved, my amiable sweet and charming self. Ensign sweetheart. I am your husband, no viscount, but honest Gillian, the chimney sweeper. I heard your father designed to marry you to a tradesman, and you were for a don, and to please you both, you see how well I have managed matters? I'll not give her a farthing. No matter, a love's worth a million. And that's so great that I'm sure she'll be content to marry my soot basket after me. To marry my soot basket. She'll be content to carry my soot basket after me.
I die.
What? Then I so kind.
Help! Murder!
He goes to kiss her and gets soot all over her face.
Oh, well, gentlemen, I'm something of better fortune than you believe me by some thousands.
Substantial and good. Oh.
He shows Carlos his writings.
Substantial and good faith, sir. I know not where you'll find better fortune for your daughter as cases stand.
And for the Viscount, sir, gay cloths, money, and confidence will set me up for one, and in any ground in Christendom.
Faith, sir, he's in the right. Take him home to Seville. Your neighbors know him not, and he may pass for what you please to make him. The fellow's honest, witty, and handsome.
Well, I have considered the matter. I was but a leather seller myself, and grown up to be a gentleman, and who knows but he, being a chimney sweeper, may in time grow up to a lord. Faith, I'll trust to fortune for once. Here, take her, and rid me of one plague as you, I thank you, sir, have done. And one plague as you, I thank you, sir, have done of another. To Carlos. All right. Prithee be pacified. Thou shalt see me within this hour as pretty a fluttering spark as any's in town. My noble lord, I give you thanks and joy, for you are happy too.
As love and beauty can make me.
And I, as no damned wife, proud daughter, or tormenting chambermaid can make me. And I, as heaven and Clara can. You base-born beauties, whose ill-mannered pride the industrious noble citizens deride, may you all meet with Isabella's doom. And all such husbands as the Count Guillaume.
And with that, the curtain falls on the end of the false count. Yay!
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for partaking in this laughable farce. I quite enjoyed it.
Yes.
I honestly, I think this was quite a bit of fun. But cast will go around the opposite way this time. Feel free to put whatever links you want in chat, because we are here to lift each other up, and we want to share all of your good news. So, first up, Mem. Thank you, Mem. Yay!
Woo! That's so much fun. Hey, everyone. Once again, I'm Mem. You can find me on Twitter at UncertainMem and on Twitch at UncertainMemory. I'm really not streaming very much, and I'm actually mostly on with Jim at Other Doc's channel on Twitch on Sundays doing a Dark Matter campaign, Ghost of Saltmoth. So I had a ton of fun, as always. This was amazing. This play was amazing.
Yes, indeed. And thank you again for coming. It was wonderful to watch, and it was wonderful joy to have you. And then Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hi.
I think we've hit a new high in Jim talking to himself as 3 different people in a single scene.
It's entirely possible, especially with like two of me fighting myself, and then the third kind of breaking in and trying to figure things out. That was a thing. That was certainly a thing. This so much chaos. And I apologize for how chaotic I was just individually, as I was trying desperately to parse the broken text and trying to figure out who these characters are while half awake. But so I have a feeling they morphed kind of on the way. But still, I had a great time with this. This is always a lot of fun, and I do enjoy the challenge of trying to speak to myself and figure out how to swap back and forth. But as for me, I'm Jim Ryan. I am a writer, streamer, and podcaster. You can find me at OtherDoc, that's OTHERDOC, on both Twitch and Twitter. Or my website, Jim, yes, that Jim.com. On my Twitch channel, we do many things right now. It is, what is today? Thursday. Tonight we have the Sprawl. On Saturday nights we have Invisible Sun. On Sundays we do one shots. Sunday evenings we do Dark Matter, the aforementioned Dark Matter campaign, Ghosts of Salt Marsh in Space, run by Alyssa, that Mim is in. Let's see, what else do we have? We have on Monday nights, I'm over on Salty Sweet Games, playing in their D&D 5e campaign. Which is we're doing the Barrier Peaks, which is a lot of fun. On Tuesdays, back on my channel, I have a Las Vegas in the afternoons when we can, and in the evenings, we're coming up on the next mini campaign I'm going to be starting, which is just for the month of May, and that is Call of Cthulhu. I'm going to take a stab at running that, and hopefully soon we'll have on Wednesday nights we'll have Masks back with our guest GM Mol Thulu, because we're looking forward to getting back to all the superheroic teen angst. And so many things, but coming here and being other people is a delight. Thank you all so much.
Thank you again, and yes, go check those out, because there are some great performances and some wonderful games with some wonderful people. And then, skipping me, hey, Eugenio! Yay!
Hey everybody! Yay! Hey everybody! I'm Eugenio, also known as DM Jazzy Hands. You can find me on Twitter at DM Jazzy Hands. I'm the DM and producer of a D&D actual play podcast called The Last Refuge. We drop episodes every Wednesday. You can find us on Twitter at DND Last Refuge. Where else can you find me? Wednesdays on Little Red Dot's channel, playing a game of Overlight, a super cool kaleidoscopic fantasy game. We have had 2 episodes so far, and they've both been really great. That's Wednesday nights. Thursday nights, you can find me along with D on Wandering DM's channel, playing a game of Dragon Age, GM'd by the incomparable Tanya DePass, Cipher of Tyr. And that's me. Hey, thanks so much for having me back. It's always fun. It's been a few weeks, but it's always a good time.
Yep, you're always welcome back, and I can't wait for the very, very different shifting gears that'll be tonight between turning into Verisa.
Is it that different though? Like, this play was real horny.
No, but it's...
I don't know if it's actually that different.
But the difference is, like, I'm playing Verisa.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true.
Who is a...
For us, it is very different.
For us, it is very different.
Yes,
Verisa
sure.
and Zalanis are not Julia and Claude and Carlos.
Correct. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But next up, it's Shauna. Shauna, thank you again for coming. We're so happy.
Oh, it was always great doing this in the morning. Just to be able to like stretch that stuff out. Yeah, I'm playing stores on Twitter and Instagram, all over the place, where I have art and the games I play. Although it is going to be a little bit of a break going into May, but May is going to be later on. May is going to be very busy with some new games, and I'm actually going to be DMing a game in middle of the month. So excited and a little scared of it, but it should be a lot of fun.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait for that. Yeah, there are things that are going to be happening soon. Secrets. But also, check out Shauna's wonderful art, and if you don't know, she's also did all the character portraits for our Dragon Age game, and we love her dearly for that, including our wonderful Inquisitor Fenris, which are fabulous, and fabulous things. But hey all, you know me, I'm at Dirgedonon on Twitter, or Praxagorthesmiaphoria as you see me around Twitch. Hi, welcome. First up, yes, the answer is there will be VODs of these. They are slowly going up on YouTube. I am currently only a week behind, which I'm feeling pretty good about. If you want to check those out, you can do so right here. Tomorrow, we are going to finish our week of Aphra Behn with The Emperor of the Moon. The premise being that a doctor and professor in Naples believes that he can spy on the kingdom, that the moon is inhabited, and he can spy on them through his telescope. And then certain people decide to impersonate the Emperor of the Moon and the King of Thunderbolt Land.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Also, I'm kind of sad because originally, apparently it was an operetta, but they've lost the score, and there's only the script left.
Oh, no.
So, we'll see what chaos comes from tomorrow. And then tonight, like Eugenio said, I will be over on Wandering DM for some wonderful Dragon Age for Thirsty Thursdays. And being sneaky, stabby Marisa. And may or may not accidentally shoot somebody important. I don't know. Zalanis may or may not stop me. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
That's the answer to that question. And then Friday over on Wandering DM for Cyberpunk Red, which is a wonderful system of fun times. You'll also find me Sunday over on Wandering DM because last week we did a charity drive of Castle Falkenstein with Larry Dixon, Mercedes Lackey, Gail Simone, Judy Lynn Nye, and Chris Spivey to raise money to buy Girl Scout cookies to send to hospitals for frontline workers to get a snack and some sweet little things. We ended up raising $525, but we didn't end up finishing the story, so we're going to come back with part 2 on Sunday, and this time we're raising funds for WCK World... Oh God, I always mess it up. Jose Andres' charity, World Chef's Kitchen, World Cuisine, World Cook's Kitchen, I don't remember. The WC Kitchen charity that, in response to COVID, what they're doing is the charity is funding local restaurants that will be providing meals to those in need. And the way this works is the charity funds all of this, buys everything at cost, at full rate. And then means the restaurants can keep their employees on hand and they donate the food. It also means that they support people like Postmates and Grubhub and DoorDash drivers because they're doing all of the delivery for those in need. So it's a really great way to help multiple people. Come join us for that charity event. It's 5 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. And then check my Twitter because I always post where I'm going to be and all the wonderful fun things and all the wonderful fun people I get to hang out with, like these wonderful people. And if you didn't see, I'm gonna brag a little because it's my channel and I can. Tuesday night, Adventurers League dropped the adventure that I wrote for Adventurers League for D&D on DM's Guild. It's a part of a trilogy of Tier 3 adventures in Avernus. It's a great trilogy. I really think you should check it all out. And yay, fun times. But, like I said, check my Twitter because I post where I'm going to be and all the fun people I get to hang out with. And while the curtain falls for today, it will rise again for tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.